And Tropicana gets its roof torn off, Tropicana Stadium that the Tampa Bay Rays play in. And if you look into it, Tropicana orange juice was created in 1947 at the same time the U.S. military did their first ever experiment on a hurricane. You guys can look it up. 1947, first experiment on a hurricane. Bradenton, Florida is where Tropicana orange juice was created, in Bradenton. So you just happen to have Anderson.
I can have non-sexual orgasms within my body, pleasures that I didn't know were possible.
Fuck yeah. There's another short hat.
You deserve that, wrestler.
It's true. You do this true.
It's damn near like a rite of passage in this. Oh my god, it's working. Mandy says that Dolly grips harder than me. This is fucking unacceptable.
Get pulled out, bitch. You don't grip enough.
I really haven't been grifting hard enough. You guys, I just found out I have cancer.
Bank account cancer?
Check cancer in your pee-pee.
You have cancer. Alright, but seriously, donate some f***ing money just because I might have cancer and just not know about it.
And to be fair, that is untreated, unknown cancer is the worst type of cancer because it's untreated.
Right,
so I think
and unknown.
For untreated cancer people, get out your wallets, open your wallets, open your heart.
I can't believe I have the worst type of cancer there is. This is tragic, I just need some money.
God is so the stillness is so gentle. The silence is powerful. See, because it's through the silence of our listening and our seeking that God reveals the wisdom. The wisdom is realized in the silence from within you. The silence within you is beyond the mind chatter, behind those gossiping and controlling voices that are always around, whether it's in your ears or around. There's voices and gossip and voices and words that want to control you, want to interrupt your peace, interrupt your silence. You choose what you allow.
Choose what you allow. How's everyone doing this morning? Doing wonderful. I've not been able to sleep. I did have a family emergency. I'm not going to go much into it, so the stream may not be long. Hell, it may be like 2 minutes long, or it may be the usual time, but I had a family member go to the hospital this morning, so I don't know how long we're going to be able to go, but I did say that I would try to do a morning show today, so I'm just waiting on a phone call. So we are here for as long as we are here for today. So, ladies and gentlemen, I did kind of want to wait. I do want to wait to do the ideology stream where there's not a bunch going on, but I appreciate it. No Chaser, how you doing, Industrico, Logical Spark, Leah, Ghostface, I see you. I want to do the ideological stream. Well, one, I want to do it as a series, and two, I want to get deeper and deeper in depth with it. I haven't had much time to do much research, so I guess we can get all the fun stuff out of the way, and then we can get into the really fucking boring intellectual stuff on a later date when I don't have a bunch of bullshit going on. So, by the way, this is an open panel. I don't know why I forgot to put it in the title. I'm about to edit that now. people can come up and ask me questions. If I tell you to get back to me, that means save that question for when I have the capacity to think. Or I'll go back and I'll answer it on another stream on the next segment. But again, like I said, I have a shit ton of stuff going on, so I may only do 10, 15 minutes, or it may be the entirety that we normally do. And did I drop the link? Yeah, I dropped the link. That link is in the chat. Yeah, no, I'm personally fine. I just had some fuck shit happen this morning. Hopefully everything will be fine. I'm just waiting on a phone call. I'm trying to keep my mind off shit. So trying to figure out something fun for. Oh, hey Hank, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Orthodox Guy. Pretty much, I haven't been able to stream as much as I want to because I've been putting out fires at work and stuff. Since if you don't ever gonna be here too long, will it be okay if I send you some money, then I just promote live streams to going on a couple of hours?
Sure, bud. I mean, you don't have to send me money to do that, but you can promote it. You can promote
awesome.
whatever you want. You can promote whatever you want.
That's fine. Yeah, so in 2 hours. Yeah, in 2 hours, Benjamin is doing his normal Tuesday live stream, but he's gonna have a new co-host that we're training, Chris. I'm still trying to make sure he gets everything he needs to be successful. So in a couple hours, we're gonna have Benjamin's normal weekly live stream, but we'll have Chris as the co-host this time around. Now, be kind to him. He's still training him. He's not usually panel host. That's all I have for now. And I'm still gonna work on getting that game working well. I always sent you a message. I'm gonna go ahead and update my OS and stuff. So I want to make it work. It just worked from the what's it called? Just the executable version rather than the disk image, but it doesn't work very well yet. So I want to try to tune it up for you. Then once it's good, I'll go ahead and stream myself playing it to prove I got working good. That's
Bet that will be wonderful. I don't really know how to start speaking about my ideology. Feel free to make comments if you want, Hank, and anyone who comes on the panel.
It's the default ideology, pretty much. It's not. If it isn't, it's not too far off in the default. That's the way you start, because my ideology is very similar to yours. It just has more rainbows.
Fair enough. Mine is more harsh. I will give people that. I will give people that if that is something they want to say about me. I saw a little bit of that. It was kind of funny. But here we'll bash through the political coordinates test. That way we can get a feeling. My ideology, I say National Socialist or fascist, but Flo is a little correct that I'm more libertarian than I lead on. Because I'm not a formal member of any group or any ideology. And
they're on to us. Let's just come clean. He's neoliberal like I am, but he likes being edgy.
I am.
We'll just come clean. So we'll claim that soft because we are edgy, but we're neoliberals. You caught us.
Well, see, look, okay, like for instance, I think marijuana should be legal.
Obviously. In fact, legalize all the drugs. Sell them at Walmart.
Pretty much.
Even the fent. Even the fent.
I believe there should be more regulations than that, but pretty much. A strong military is better for foreign policy than a strong diplomacy. I agree with that. If a immigrant wants to fly, see, this is the thing. Like, no, it's not okay. If you come over here, you assimilate. That sort of thing. We do need to protect the environment, but increasing taxes out of concern for the climate, I'm neutral on, because we need scientific study for it, but I don't like taxes. I don't feel like corporations or people should be taxed on irrelevant shit and that money mismanaged. So I'm gonna leave that in the middle.
I'm actually going to go negative on taxes, because we could just, since money is, we loan into existence in the first place, I don't understand what the taxes are doing now. We're just trying to delete the money we made. Just we'll make it slower. So we kind of really don't actually need the taxes anymore, since we have this monetary system. I guess maybe a local government still need a tax since they can't print their own money, but the feds, they need the taxes because they could just make the money slower to have the same effect.
True. I agree with this sentiment a lot, D3. There are some the restrictions on drugs that I would like would vary based on the drug. Thank you, NPC. But by and large, I do think that the people have a right to be autonomous and kind of have, like, it's weird. Like, I want unity, but I don't want a lot of government overreach. It's very strange.
Oh my!
Like,
I have the more extreme position you do somehow. If people want to misuse the drugs or use them as self-delete, let them go. I just take it as a downvote against our society. So if you want to keep them, you better do your part in making the society great again.
Fair. I kind of agree with that, Hank. I don't want people to self-delete, and I want to create a society where people don't want to do that, but it's always going to be something that does happen. Overall, labor unions do more harm than good. I actually tend to agree with that, especially in the modern world. Like, they have their place, and there should be a lot more unions than there are now. And they should always be, every union should have the right to boycott and protest. But look at the unions for the automotive industry. Look at the port unions and the unions that I was a part of. For instance, my union, they gave up their right to protest, so they or to picket. So they basically were useless. They were just taking money out of our fucking
money.
pocket.
Yeah, unions don't always happen. Corporations. And corporations are annoying. If they don't produce anything, I don't know why we wanted to keep them around, but that's just my opinion. So overall, I'm neutral on them, but I'd have to go on a case by case basis. Some unions are not good.
Well, they definitely need to go on a case by case basis, and I agree. Some unions are not good, but I believe, because of my personal experience. And it's a very small agree. Like, I feel like the distance this agree meter goes on to goes way too high for me. Like, in all honesty, if it was a full meter that I could choose, it would only be very slightly agree.
Also, more autists. That's what we need. I agree. We need more autists.
We need autistic rhodesia, to be honest. Medically assisted suicide should be legal. Overall, no. But if someone has a terminal disease, yes. Like that, there are the reason I have to say slightly no instead of like strongly disagree, absolutely not, is if someone has a terminal disease or in their pain, I do believe someone should be able to terminate. If people want to drive without a seatbelt, that should be their decision. Yeah, shit like that I believe you win a Darwin Award for. I do not believe the minimum wage does more harm than good, because corporations will again, this goes with the union thing, right? Unions are really the only way people have the ability to fight corporations. Corporations will do the bare fucking minimum they have to do to one, maximize profit, and two, just because they want to maximize profit. There is no two. It's literally just one. Profit is the name of the game when it comes to corporations.
But
minimum.
Oh.
Good.
Sorry, I thought you was done. I was gonna say laissez-faire though. Wouldn't that make that kind of balance out?
No, because laissez-faire is giving corporations completely up to the corporation themselves. There's no regulation whatsoever.
Yeah, but then you can start your own corporation though to combat.
Laissez-faire is corporations and states.
Yeah, but you can start your own corporation though to combat that corporation stuff. Though you have more freedom.
Yeah, bro, if they allow me to make my own corporation, which probably if there were states, would probably just not allow me to make my own corporation to combat their corporation.
There wouldn't be a State Department though. There wouldn't be a State Department if you have
No, they'll make their own. They'll make their own. The corporations are states, so they actually maintain their own State Department.
They couldn't do that under a laissez-faire system. That would be illegal according to the laissez-faire system.
They'll change the law because they're the state.
No, what would happen under laissez-faire is they would regulate themselves, and it would wind up doing way more harm than good.
But how can they regulate when they're not government?
They are government. With laissez-faire system, they are the government.
Well, no, that's not necessarily true. Laissez-faire is a separation of corporate and government interests, meaning it's a forceful separation, right?
And there's no regulation from the government on corporations.
The test on screen is the political coordinates test. It's like the political compass test. I will post the link for you, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to take one yourself and then tell people your results. I forget that I do that during these tests.
Yeah, the libertarians don't understand is if the government doesn't act as a state, it makes a vacuum for someone else to, and that someone else would be the corporations in their system.
Essentially, yes. Because here's the thing, James. If you have a long-term laissez-faire system, especially under international capitalism, eventually these corporations would wind up superseding the state and become the de facto state.
Well, don't they still do that technically if the state starts putting regulations? Because these companies can pay off people in the state to make regulations that would sway more their way.
No, that's a separate issue. That is actually a workaround for not having laissez-faire. But by de facto of us not having laissez-faire, there is regulations and rules and accountability to the government or to a regulatory body for things, and that and unions are the only way people can fight against corporations. And then people go, oh well, they can just not buy from the corporations, but the illusion of choice and absolutely having to have the necessities, unless you just want people to start stealing what they need instead of purchasing it, which would be even worse for the economy, and boycotting,
Well, there's gotta be
I absolutely do. As much as I hate CEOs and bankers, personally, I do not believe the government should set wage caps for anyone. I think that it's weird, it annoys me that bankers and CEOs make as much as they do, but it also annoys me that football players get paid as much as they do. It's annoying as fuck, and it feels like, especially when it comes to cultural things like actors and sports ball players, it feels more like it's a manufactured thing to make those people the heroes of our culture instead of soldiers, scientists, and that sort of thing. But that's just my opinion. Speculation on the stock exchange is less desirable than other kinds of activities. I do slightly agree. I have come back on that point because everything that you invest in is a speculation, and it doesn't matter even if you invest in something for yourself, like setting out to learn a new skill. You're speculating. You may never learn that skill. It may be a waste of money. So you're never going to escape speculation. So that's what's made me come a little bit back on that from being an extremist. Now, would I like to see other type of economic activity, and do I believe it is better? Yes. Now, James, you did say when we were streaming some video games, you had some questions. What would you
Well, I wanted to go a little bit more into what is the difference between your ideological beliefs and little mustache man.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, I'd like to go more into that.
Do you have any specifics that you want to talk about?
Well,
they get a cut of the gate because they are skilled and market their value. Look at you. Look at you. You're making me proud, you little capitalist, you.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really market their values anyway. So even if they earned it, they can't keep it anyway. So that's why I think it's manufactured, like Orthodox Guy said.
Yeah. It just...
I mean, once we start going into that, it'll probably give me more specifics to work with. Once we start going more into what's the differences.
Well, I mean...
Okay, you need him to do your research for you. Okay.
Okay, so what exactly do you want me to read you the 25 points of National Socialism? And tell you where they differ for me? Because I can just tell you that without even reading them.
Yeah, go with that, yeah.
Okay, anything that says Jew, replace Jew with foreigner.
Okay, so yeah, you put my mind at ease with that.
I mean, I still do mean that group as well if they're supporting Israel, but I also mean for the foreigner. America is for Americans. It's our tax dollars.
And since Israel's just a satellite state, anyways, I think that I'll include them with the U.S. since they operate as a satellite state.
But you would just say to deport them, right? Not necessarily do what he did.
That depends. That depends. That I'm gonna be real with you. That depends. Are they going to accept deportation, or are they going to fight? Are they going to fight and cause a revolution?
Can I ask a question?
Sure, man.
So as long as they don't fight and cause a revolution, you're gonna go deporting.
Sure. Absolutely. Hell, I mean
they're gonna cause trouble. That would be one thing. I mean,
honestly, well, I mean that's what a lot of things was going on back then, James. People don't do a lot of research into it. But go ahead, Tim.
My question is this about what you're talking about.
Hmm?
So if tomorrow, because I've heard lawyers and all these people, because trust me, I could go through my history and my videos and show you guys what I watch, right? So I've heard half a dozen lawyers, including lawyer chick, probably a dozen or 2 dozen, who knows? I'm just, I don't know the number. Say any person that is in the United States has constitutional rights. And that is true. 1,000%. There's case law to prove that. So if an invading army comes into America and they drop 1 million troops in America right now with landing vehicles, let's say there's an EMP and a million soldiers come, do they all have constitutional rights? I'm just asking a question because I love how these people have these absolute answers, right? Every person on American soil has constitutional rights. Okay, a army of 1 million soldiers comes onto American soil. Do they have constitutional rights?
Yeah, technically, yes.
Apparently, yes. Because these people work. But you got to understand one thing, and I'll shut up after this. These lawyers are not working for you. They're working for money. They don't give a F about you. They don't give a F about the Constitution. They give a F about how much money they get. So if these lawyers were out there not getting paid for this, then I might agree with them.
Yeah, and on top of that, they have the Geneva Convention since they're in a war. It doesn't mean we have to follow them, but they technically have them.
Okay. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, you guys are talking about immigration, right?
Yeah. But you were talking about soldiers, so they would have constitutional rights if they walked on the
Okay, but
soil and they had to
as
deliver
far
from
as most
exactly.
Americans, are concerned, Hank, this is an invading army.
Yeah. So then, just because you have a right doesn't mean it's going to be enforced, because it's just words on paper.
Not quite sure what you mean. What I'm trying to say
Well,
is,
so a law has no effect if there's no one to execute it. So that's what I'm.
Oh, well, what have we got here? That's the poor box. It sure is.
Thank you for your donation, Hank. Here's you some booty.
My money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds. I like to see you wiggle wiggle, for sure. And maybe wanna dribble dribble. You know, riding in my Fiat, you really have to see it. 6'2" in a compact, no slack. But luckily the things go back. I got an have to relax in my mind, sipping some red wine.
I sit bruised from chalices, holding my palaces. Ribbons so cramped, you suck and suffer from paralysis. Rhymes, I write them in the car.
Alright, so, and this is one of my favorite topics when talking about immigration. The case study and the case law has given. Welcome back, James. Sorry your computer froze.
Yeah, the internet, actually, the little window did as far as the internet, wasn't the whole computer.
Well, and anybody who's in La La Land is welcome to join. The StreamYard is pinned. The thing about it is, 10th man. So I'm gonna read off a list of these are non-citizen constitutional rights. Non-citizens in the United States are protected by many rights under the U.S. Constitution, though certain rights are reserved specifically for citizens. I have a list of rights, and if you want me to continue to read their definition, just say, hey, go back to that one. But for instance, the things that everyone is entitled to, non-citizen and citizen, is due process, equal protection, freedom of speech and religion, protection from unreasonable search and seizure, right to a fair trial, right against self-incrimination, and right to legal representation in immigration proceedings. Right? That's
okay.
that's what everyone's entitled to. And me, even though I believe in a lot of these ideologies that are like super strict on certain requirements for citizenship and other things, like I want everyone in my country to have these protections. I am an American. I think that everyone is entitled to these things, citizen or non-citizen. Now, these are rights that are specifically reserved for citizens. That's voting, holding public office, jury service, firearms ownership, and travel restrictions.
It's just, I'm looking at a different site. If you'd like, I can give it to you, but this is the thing. It says, and this is from freedomforum.org, right? So it says, when non-citizens may not have full... Now, I was just given the case of what lawyers say, right? But then it says, when they may not have First Amendment protection, which is whether someone is protected by the First Amendment depend on their legal status in the country. Such differences include natural born, naturalized, blah, 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 visitor visa, blah, 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 blah. And that when it comes down to Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, being able to revoke almost any of these. If you speak out saying, down with America, that can be revoked.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to be real with you. I'm not actually against that. If you're a non-citizen, like, I'm not against that.
Correct. No, even if you are a unauthorized immigrant, refugee or asylum seeker, temporary protected status, blah, 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 blah. If you were not born in America, Marco Rubio, as of right now, and I've seen the law, it says he can revoke your citizenship because you were not born in America.
No. It's not their citizenship. It's their eligibility to remain in the country.
Yeah,
if they were citizens, because the U.S. cannot revoke citizenship over crimes. You have to be in the process of gaining your citizenship or have a green card. People.
I think you're wrong, but okay, I'll look it up.
You need to look it up. You have to look it up because I know I'm correct. A lot of people mistake having a green card for having citizenship. Citizenship is not a green card, and just because you have a social security number does not mean you have citizenship. It is a very likely indicator, but if you have a green card, you can get a social security number. You have to have citizenship, either naturalized or being born here. Now, once you have that, you are fully protected under the Constitution, and they cannot take it from you. You just go to prison like the rest of us and mope around all day in the yard instead of getting kicked out. Now, and as far as anybody who's a guest in our country, no matter to what extent, they're not citizens, and they're saying down with the U.S., fuck America, fuck what we got. It's one thing for one of my fellow Americans to say that, because it's their right to want to change the system of our governance, right? That is their complete right. It is a totally different thing when a non-citizen does it, when somebody who's not a member of my country. And to be honest, I don't like it when new citizens do it. When I say new citizens, I mean first to 3 generation migrants. I think it's ass, and I think it's ultimately going to cause a lot more problems than is worth it.
This is what I'm trying to tell you, and I'm not deep enough into it, but it says here that Supreme Court has ruled that actions inconsistent with remaining a citizen can be a form of voluntary relinquishment.
Yeah, here's the thing with me.
If you were born here, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so I personally is not for free speech absolutism. I'm not actually against it, even for citizens. But we do need to have like a bylaws, and we do need like make it clear about who owns what, like the old system. So if you're in the class where you're not your citizen, if you're like owner tier,
big chilling in the pool. I see you, Ivan.
Ivan looks like Joe Rogan.
You are muted if you're trying to speak, though.
Hey, what's up, bro? I'm at my uncle's favorite house near the beach, and I got a swimming pool in here and shit. You hear me well?
Yes.
Yeah, we hear you
much
well.
better
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, I'm having fun, man. I just wanted to come in and say hi, man. I didn't have a chance to speak yesterday. You doing good?
I am doing well. I did have a family member get admitted to the hospital this morning, so I am waiting on that phone call to make sure they're...
Oh, shit. No, it's going to be okay, bro. God bless you. It's going to be okay.
Thank you, Evan. I'll keep you in my prayers. You keep me in yours.
Yeah, of course, bro. So what's the discussion? I didn't have too much time to understand the topic today.
So basically, broadly, people, because I proudly proclaim I'm a national socialist and a fascist, people are like, what did he mean by that? What did he mean by that? So we're just going over my beliefs and ideology. And 10th Man came in and was talking about citizenship and the U.S. apparently being able to take citizenship away from people. But it's, again, I'm pretty sure in the case, and moving back to that, I'm pretty sure what you're talking about is a very specific case. It's not broadly applied. Because if you get your citizenship and you're from a Muslim country, for instance, you get your citizenship to the U.S., you're supposed to, like, we are one of the countries that allow very few dual citizenships. We do allow them, but we allow
the
very
U.S. and
few.
Mexico, I believe. I believe the U.S. and Mexico are at the top of the list of those countries. I used to
part
work in
U.S.
the
dollar
embassy a few years ago,
dual citizen you because we own you anyway still. But otherwise,
but if you're not a dual citizen of those countries, you're expected to have those accepted countries. You're expected to have only loyalty to the U.S. And if you are a terrorist or a member of a terrorist organization and you get citizenship under quote unquote false pretenses, is what they'll call it, they'll strip it from you. And I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm not okay with that, that I'm worried about that, or I think that's bad. I'm not going to lie to you.
I've been preaching this for the West for a long damn time. I've been seeing what's been happening in France, Germany, Belgium, Switzerland's pretty okay, but the Netherlands is going downhill. France is dead. The UK, oh my lord, Ireland of all places. So yeah, I know exactly what you mean, bro.
So I disagree a bit.
People don't understand why I
Country's
proclaim
embassy a few
National
years ago.
Socialism.
So
yeah, I
can
disagree.
tell you.
If it's something that bad, don't strip their citizenship. Take everything else.
Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we can hear you well. Yeah.
Damn, did I froze?
No,
your camera froze. Yeah,
your camera froze, but your audio's coming.
Your audio's fine. Yeah.
Peace
okay,
Dynamo, since you're on lunch break and you were one of the people that also have questions, you can type it in the chat and I will give you priority, and the people on the panel as well. You guys can ask questions.
Real quick, what is your view on people with mental disorders?
What do you mean? Because I am autistic myself.
We accept you for who you are,
You would
James.
not. Okay, so you would
Yeah,
definitely.
we're in favor.
You wouldn't have
people with mental
problems
disorders.
with them, like the little mustache man.
Are you asking me? Are you asking me? Are you asking me? Would I exterminate them? No.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm asking.
That exterminating ourselves. No.
But
after you said that you're autistic yourself, that cleared that one up.
It's only okay to do it with James. Is it only okay to do it when it's Planned Parenthood doing it?
What are you talking about? I don't agree with that stuff either. What the world are you talking about?
Oh, okay. All right.
Fuck Planned Parenthood. They should go away.
James is very conservative. He is not a liberal.
I'm not a liberal at all.
In fact, the only thing that me and James disagree with is he's a Zionist.
Well,
he wouldn't be if I talked to him for half an hour.
I'm a biblical Zionist, not a.
But at the same time, we gotta ask ourselves the question.
Not one of those kinds of Zionists that they got over there. I'm a biblical Zionist.
It's okay, James. I'm also a Zionist. But I know that Israel's a U.S. satellite state, so it's in my best interest.
But hey, there might be more reason to that though, because I might actually be Jewish.
The unfortunate part is. Well, the unfortunate part is if Israel didn't exist, where exactly do you want to send those people?
That's the poor blocks. It sure is.
Because I have Jewish ancestry, apparently. So.
One second, gentlemen. Thank you, Ike. Thank you very much. You did not have to do that, and I appreciate it so much. Hope your relatives get better soon. No need to play a video for me. Thanks. I really appreciate that, Ike. That's kind of why I didn't want to say anything on stream, but if I had to go, I didn't want y'all to be like, well, what's wrong? What's happening? And that's kind of why I'm still also being shady. Like, there's some things I won't grift on, and I feel dirty, but also I am very appreciative for your kindness on that. I appreciate it.
Priority question in the chat.
So, and this is what I was trying to explain to James. Like, it depends, like the mental illness, it depends on if it's conducive to life, or is the mental illness going to be where can the person take care of themselves? Can they think? Are they a productive member of society? If that is possible, then no, we should not abort them. If that is going to happen where they are not productive members of society, they are not able to take care of themselves, then yes. And people get mad at me. People get mad at me all the time because I'm autistic, and they're like, well, that would have happened to you. No, it wouldn't have. It wouldn't happen to people like Hank, and it wouldn't happen to people like James. All right, no. When I talk about mentally dysfunctional people, it's like genetically, I'm not talking about people that are slow or anything. I'm talking like I'm trying to use an example without doxing an individual.
Are you
we're talking
saying
about
that it
you
would be?
people out there. We're
Are you
talking
saying
about
it?
you useless eaters
Well,
people.
well, let me
Wait,
try
hold
to.
on. Hold on. Let me finish this thought, because the gentleman that I'm thinking about
I
is
was
someone
trying to stop you.
I know personally, and he's not in control of 90% of like 99% of his thought process.
Officer
He
Snap.
thinks no, this person, and I'm not even joking. There's no joke here. There's no I forget the word, but I'm not over exaggerating. This person beats his mom not because he has malice or he's angry or he's evil. It's because he doesn't know any better. And sometimes when his nurses and stuff are trying to take care of him, he doesn't know they're trying to take care of him. He has the mind of like a 3 or 4-year-old genetically because of his condition.
Damn.
Because of the danger this person has beaten several children severely as a grown man, like in his 30s. Because he's just gotten outside and his mom is an elderly woman and cannot take care of him. That is the and because of my experience, and I laugh because like I grew up with this person. He was about 5 to 10 years older than me, but I still grew up with this person. And growing up with him as a kid, he was like a really good friend. But as I grew older and I got to realize what was going on there, the danger that people like that pose is very self-evident. Because and this is what comes to my mind when I think about it. When I was about 13, we were visiting, and I'm a big guy. I've always been a big guy. I've always been strong. So like my entire I love falling down and fighting, right? I always have. When I was about 13, he was about 28. But because of his developmental problems, he also had muscle development problems. So he also still has about the strength of like a teenager or a child, right? Well, out of nowhere, he got mad at me because I wouldn't give him what I had. Like I can't remember if it was a fucking burger or if it was some like my Game Boy. Like I can't remember. I know we were at a church picnic, and he just outright started slugging the fuck out of me. So I attacked him back and I beat the shit out of him. And I mean, obviously I got in trouble because of the certain things, but this is a grown man with developmental issues, both physical and mental.
You got in trouble?
Yes. The
people that's why everybody's
the people at the church restrained me, demanded my mom spank me, and then sent me the fuck home.
Yeah. See, I would have in a book I wrote for fun, I would have made Michael Myers look like a children's nursery rhyme.
And I'm sitting here literally leaking from the nose, and I've got him in a fucking headlock punching him in the head. He's not even fucking bleeding.
Yeah, I mean, the last time my church took a neutral position like that, I just didn't bother coming back. I'm still a member technically, but I just said, nah, I'm not gonna help you.
That singular moment is the one moment that made me have more of a quote unquote Nazi or fascist outlook on the world than anything else.
That makes sense. That makes sense why we have different ways of thinking. And when you tell a story like that, it makes me care about my family more. Even though they weren't very good people, when it comes down to it, they made better choices than a lot of other parents. Because I had almost the exact same situation, and he had a ball that went in my neighbor's yard, and then he started whipping me with a skipping rope, and I knocked him down, and I didn't get in trouble. They're like, no, the other guy hit first. You hit me first. That's the rule of my family. My grandfather always said, don't stop hitting them until they stop moving.
What's up? Well, that's how my dad raised me, and that's kind of what I was doing with him. And they said that I went too far, and it was a bunch of women. Like, it was a bunch of women at a church gathered. The only man there was the preacher, and he was just going by he was just going by the Kins cluck. And years later, when I espoused these beliefs, me and the preacher talked about it, and he asked me. We actually talked about something similar to what we're talking about now. And I told him about that, and he goes, well, given what happened afterwards, and that's how I found out that that man had gone, because I stopped fucking with him after that. I have a very low tolerance for bullshit, even as a child. Like you can stab me in the back or fuck me over once, but you do some fuck shit that is way out of line like that, and I don't care if you're mentally disabled or not, I will not fuck with you. I give people second chances, but there's just some shit that's like, if I'm leaking from my face from a unprovoked attack, I'm not gonna fuck with you.
That's why I exactly what a different scenario, but I told this on Flows a few months ago. I won't tell the whole story. Just somebody punched me in the nose once, and I beat him so bad he didn't talk right no more. That's why I don't hit people no more. Right after that, I learned. Because I almost ended up in a foster home and all kinds of stuff. Like, it was a big deal. Now I don't hit people no more.
But Peace Dynamo, I hope that really, really, I hope that little anecdote story explains where I come from when it comes to severe mental problems and developmental problems. Like, for instance, there is another story. When I was in 5th grade, I used to, in the mornings, go help with the younger classes because I didn't like sitting waiting for this teacher to come, because I'd get there like an hour and a half early. And I would go help the second and third grade teachers take care of the little ones. And one of the things I noticed is there was a little girl who was my age, should have been in my grade, but she was so developmentally disabled that she was in one of those wheelchairs, electric wheelchairs, and like her mouth was hanging open, like she had almost no motor control at all.
Damn.
And I'm just like, and I remember thinking then, what is the point? Like, I don't know if it's because I'm intelligent or have a high IQ, but I've always been plagued with depression because I've always thought about shit like that, even as a child. And I remember talking to my therapist about that growing up, about it. And I'm like, I don't mean to say make those decisions or think about people, but it's like, here's the problem with it's not your choice, not laws. The reason I think it should be government policy. It's not the child that damn near got beat to death by the guy I mentioned. It wasn't their choice to get beat to death, now was it? I mean, like, humans are animals, and I won't go further than that.
You just made me think of why I have some of the ways of thinking that I do. Very similar situation once again. It's very strange that you have similar stories to me, but there was a girl, just like you said, in an electric wheelchair, and I was perplexed as to why she got special treatment, but I didn't get any special treatment because I had a half-dead leg. I couldn't really do gym very much, stuff like that. And everybody just didn't care about me. No one cared, but everybody cared about her. And then she died just a couple years later. And here I am, still dealing with a half-dead leg. She's gone. Maybe that's why I'm a socialist.
Do you want to chop it off and give you a peg leg?
I went to my doctor one time because my husband had said the exact same thing to me, and she laughed. Well, she kind of acted uncomfortable at first, and I'm like, yeah, this is what I get to deal with on a regular. Before we got married, this was. And she goes, yeah, voluntary amputations is not something that we do. And I go, unless you're trans. And she goes, we're not going to talk about that.
Hey, can I jump in? Can I jump in here and make a comment to Orthodox Guy? Can you guys hear me okay, first of all?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
So Orthodox Guy, I'd like to thank you for sharing that story. I was sitting here in my backyard with the birds twittering around me, and I listening to what you're saying. And it really struck me, first of all, because it was the responsibility of that organization, that church where you were at, to protect you, and they didn't. And I can see perfectly well why that would be impactful. And it's just amazing how these young things that happen to us when we're impressionable, how they can form lifelong changes to your worldview. So first of all, I'd like to say thanks for sharing that story. Second, as I'm sure you know, I don't think that, and I don't know if you've been told this, but in my opinion, if the story went down as you said it did, there was nothing wrong with you defending yourself. And nor is there any time when you would say you would take it too far from a 15-year-old boy to a grown man, whether he's weak or not. So I just wanted to say, man, that struck me hearing that story, and I think it's honest of you to share. And I'm up here to say thanks for doing that, sir.
Thank you, Joe. And you know, I only disagree because I am a little bit sensitive because I have been through hell, and like I can recall a lot of the sad things I've seen, and it messes me up. Like, the only reason I say I went too far is, yeah, I did get in trouble. But I feel bad because when he started crying, I didn't stop. And he was like, he asked me to stop. I was just so fucking angry. And then he started fighting me back. And I'm like, And I feel horrible about it. But at the same time, I'm leaking from my fucking nose, mouth,
but
and
did he ever attack you again?
No, he didn't.
Right, he learned, right? No, sometimes, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. As a child, I have thought, because I'm almost 50 years old, and I was plagued with my past until just before I got married. I started being able to work through this in my mind. There are many times that I should have put someone down. I don't know why I didn't. I wanted to be like Jesus and turn the other cheek. But if I had just beat those people down earlier, some of these people, I wouldn't have had as much bullying as I did growing up, right? Sometimes you just got to show everybody, I'm willing to take it as far as it goes.
Well, and I agree with that. And since Neve is messing with you, I have to mess with you. I have to now talk about my stance on gays.
I don't know what that imbecile just said. Can you put it back up, please, while you talk?
Yeah,
it's very small.
How it is. So I have a very forbidden stance on homosexuality as a nationalist, white nationalist, Christian, whatever ideology that fits me that I've grown up with and have been a part of. All of them typically are like strictly no homosexuality. Well, I had a gay uncle who I was very close with, and feel free to make all the jokes you want. Nothing like that happened. But I was very close with him, and I seen some of the things, like he got jumped and beaten for being gay. So my stance, and I didn't understand that as a child, my stance has always been, when you ask me, is, let me finish before you interrupt, 10th man. I know you're probably going to get angry initially.
I didn't say a word.
Is keep it in your fucking house. Keep it between you and your partner. Keep it between you and your organizations. You don't necessarily have to stay in the closet, but it doesn't need to be public because I don't want to see two straight people kissing, much less two gay people. I don't think that they should be allowed to be married or adopt, but I do think civil unions, then in my mind, when I say civil unions, I think civil unions are exactly equal to marriages minus the religious aspect. And that's the only reason I'm against gay marriage, is the religious aspect. I think civil unions should be allowed. I just don't think that you should be able to adopt children. And there is nothing that will ever change my mind on that.
Oh, I have a more extreme position you do. Marriages should just not be a state thing. State shouldn't recognize marriage. That should be a religious thing only. And if you're whoever you are, how many people, I don't care. If you want to get your union to go ahead, it has to be explicit contract. It can't be implicit. So no marriage for anyone in relation to the state. The state only recognizes civil unions, in my opinion. It has to be explicit contract for it to be a valid civil union.
Let me know when I can respond.
You are able to respond, but let me respond to Sasquatch.
No, I got you. No, take your time.
Squatch, I didn't respond to your joke, but I did laugh my ass off while I was muted. Go ahead, Tim.
What was his joke?
What's the worst thing about eating a vegetable? Putting her back in the chair.
All right, so to respond to Neve, no one said anything about. I might have said jealous, but you know, what I'm saying is, how come this person got special treatment, but I didn't get any special treatment, even though I had physical disability issues? She was perfectly cognizant. She got good enough grades to pass through grades. She wasn't mentally deficient. She was physically deficient, right? So nobody cared that I had a problems. It was just too bad, so sad. Deal with it, right? So anyway, we'll move on. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I kind of like Mel, right? Because it seems like, you know, just a kind of might be okay to have a drink with and joke around. Probably. Neve, on the other hand, I absolutely loathe that person. Like, I loathe, just thinking about them repulses me. But let's move on.
Please don't do that on my stream.
What's that?
Everyone has to be nice to everyone.
Oh, I'll have to go then.
Oh, come on,
freedom hating.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Communists, all of you. Everybody should be able to get married. That's the American way. You can even marry your tabletop or your AI girlfriend. Hoorah.
Who's supposed
to freedom.
I don't know
I want
who
to
this
respond to
person is,
Hank.
but
Let me know.
who are the internet thugs in the Monopoly of Violence? Am I the internet thug?
Well, I've heard of Gen X Jeff, if that's actually Gen X Jeff.
No,
It probably is.
I just don't.
I know.
And
Gen X Jeff came to the panel versus the same day I did, so that looks
One
like
of
his
Jeff's
account.
lost boys. If you know, you know.
And I know.
Now to Hank, I just have one simple question. I don't really want to get into it with you because I don't like taking up time. Just so then, if that religious institution that you think should be the authority of marriage thinks that it's wrong for you to marry a white woman, you're okay with that, right?
I'll choose not religious institutions that would allow it. It's not a big deal.
No, but I'm saying you'd be okay with a religious institution saying, we will not marry you, Hank, because you want to marry a white woman. You'd be okay
Yes,
with that.
and they will they will not get my money anymore if they got my money in the first place. So if they won't allow it, I'll fire them and get another religious institution.
that is
It's not a
actually
big deal.
incredibly based of Hank. Actually.
America.
That is actually incredibly based of Hank.
Gotta get that white woman.
That man said he would fire his church and hire a new one.
CEO of Hank.
So Orthodox
Incorporated.
Should a single woman be able to adopt a child?
No.
No.
Only. Nor should a single man. Only people who are married and who either cannot conceive.
And are a man and a woman.
Yes.
Yep. In an ideal world, yep.
So,
I'm gonna make you hate me if you press me on this, and I respect you.
So it's more likely that I would leave and never come back than you have a problem with me because I don't care about you. But
I said I'm going to make you hate me. If
no,
you press
I would
me
not.
on this.
No. It's okay. So then, if a woman's husband dies, should her kids be taken away?
No.
Okay.
That's
So
a
what if
different
it's
story.
what if it's a woman's sister that wants to adopt the kids because both of her sister and her brother-in-law died in a car accident and she wants to adopt those kids? No.
No. Is she
So
married?
those kids just they can go into the adoption industry
No, they
and
can go
have
to their
terrible.
they can go to their grandparents. Now, if you
No,
want to
that's all there is. That the only living relative is that woman.
If you want to destruct my argument down
I'm just
to the
asking.
down to the 0.0001% of chances, by all means, go ahead.
I'm just if you don't want to answer my questions, say shut up and you guys can move on. I'm not trying to be a dick.
I don't mind answering your questions, but I don't want to get bogged down by again. It's like
I'm not going to go on for an hour. I'm not another guy. I'm not everybody else. I'm trying to get concise.
It's like when they bring up abortion and they go, "Well, what about incest? What about grape?"
I say still no. So I say still no in either one of those cases.
That's where I
the Bible
say
says
yes.
otherwise. After a year,
So anyway,
at least a year old before they're exempt.
I only have one more question after that. So the sister doesn't get to marry them. Doesn't get to adopt them, right? So they have to go into the adoption industry and have horrible things happen there because there's no one else to adopt them. There are no grandparents. And just one more question after that. Are you correct? Am I correct with your assessment of that? The children are going to have to go into the adoption.
It is always best to leave them to family, but
yeah,
you would want them to be married.
One last question. Only living relative for the two children that are 8 and 9 years old is their grandmother, but her husband died 3 years ago. She can't adopt them either?
No.
Ridiculous.
I'm only saying no. I'm only saying no because you've reduced a belief of mine down to the 0.000%. Again, in these outside circumstances, this is not really adoption of a child because those children are their family already. They're blood relatives. So it wouldn't, and while technically it would be adoption, because they are blood relatives, they should be able to go into their custody.
Listen, I hate kids. I think they're worse than cats. They take up a tremendous amount of resources and time. So I don't want to adopt a kid. But I think that it's better. I think that it's better for a kid to be adopted by a gay couple than be in the adoption industry because it's rife with abuse in the adoption industry. So to say, oh, I don't like two dudes raising a baby. That's gross. Oh, okay. So throw them into the adoption industry where you don't have to look at them and let the bad things happen to them there. Anyway, go ahead.
10th man, because I know it doesn't apply to you. I'm not going to hit you with stats that I have learned about that disgust and anger me because I have respect for you and I have respect for. Just because I don't agree with your lifestyle doesn't mean I dislike you, and I have respect for you and I like talking to you. So I will not do what old me
do the stats another time.
We should just liquefy them and feed them to the poor.
You and I can talk about that at a personal basis.
No, I'd like to do it live. Just not right now. It would take over the panel. I don't want to do that.
Okay, fair enough. That's mean, Neve. Of course, you want to hear the stats. You want to fight me on everything. You're like a brat in need of breaking. That's crazy. But is there any more questions? I'm gonna get back to the test.
No, I said that was the last question.
No, not just you. Everyone on panel, because I know James had a bunch.
Well, I think with the questions I've asked for now, I'm good.
Okay, well we can move on.
Because the main reason I was asking,
liquefy them, right?
The main things I was concerned about was how you felt about Jews and how you felt about people with disabilities. Because for one, I'm probably Jewish, and then 2 I got
James, I don't hate you. Okay, I want you to know that I don't hate you.
So I'm just.
Can I field James's
get that
question?
out of the way.
But I would liquefy you and feed you to the poor.
Can I ask James a couple questions? Okay. Oh no, you're doing
It's
a test.
not about
Do your test.
me. It's not my.
Yeah, if you want.
James.
The government should redistribute wealth to the poor. Absolutely.
Hi, how you doing, James?
Okay.
Let's just say, because I'm a black Jewish Irish lesbian, right? But I'm newly
Wait,
Jewish.
you can't be a lesbian if you're a dude. That doesn't work.
Sure you can. I can do whatever.
By
I want.
what logic?
No, but that's not the discussion.
No,
We're not discussing that. You don't get to question my pronouns.
As Kev says, you can call yourself a nigga bitch, so you know you can be anything.
So I'm trying to understand how to be a good Jewish person, and so but the one question that I need to ask, Mr. Shmuley, is so is being Jewish a religion, a race, or a nationality? Which one?
Well, I would say a religion and a nationality, not a race.
It's all of the above.
It's all of the above, James.
I wouldn't say a race. I don't even believe in races, so.
Races are created by the state.
Because the religion is passed down through the maternal side of the family.
Yeah.
They're definitely tracking it and calling it a race. So
the official Jewish organization is called a religion, primarily. So I'll go with that.
Well,
especially since you can change into one if you fit all the protocols.
It's by definition an ethno-religion. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that because that's typically, like up until about 1945, that's typically how most things were done. Most countries, at least, were ethnic based. Most religions were founded by certain ethnicities and then spread through conquest or trade. So, I mean, like.
Yeah, a little mustache man messed all that up.
No, James.
So, James, so we've established, just so I understand, that it is all three.
No.
It is all three, right?
I say it's the 2, the
so which one is it not?
And the one that is not is a race.
A race?
Because I don't believe in races. So that's
okay.
Kind of
okay.
difficult.
So then how can people be called racist if they don't like Jewish people? If they're not a race.
I mean, technically, from my worldview, I don't see how that could be, but that doesn't necessarily mean my worldview is indicative of what the whole Jewish community believes.
Yeah, it's not racist, religionless.
So, I mean,
not laws. Are you really gonna cherry pick like 2 empires? It's why I added the word most. There's outliers, but you're smart enough to know that outliers don't change the rule; they prove it. Douchebag.
People
So did Gavin answer? I'm almost done. I'm sorry.
No, actually, Neve, the greatness of God allowed for the conquest of greater nations. It wasn't limited by geography. If it was, those religions would have never spread. Common leftist L's in the chat. Go ahead, attempt man.
Did you have a answer to the question? I'm not trying to be a dick, James. Just how come people say it's racist to not like the things that the Jewish state of Israel does?
Because Israel is good and the Jews are good.
Oh no, hold on, I'm getting there, Des. Come on, Dennis. You've known me for 6 years.
A race, but to me,
don't let him,
where I don't believe in races, I don't. But the thing is, though, I can't say just because I have a worldview that makes it everyone else's worldview.
Yeah. Okay. So you said you're a Zionist.
Yeah, I'm a biblical Zionist. Biblical.
Yep.
Note that.
So, do you believe that Jewish people have the right to do anything necessary to secure the Jewish state.
You know what?
Well,
you
I
know
don't
what?
think
10th man, I'm gonna say something that you
All
don't
right,
that
I'll
you
be
don't
quiet then.
expect. No, I'm gonna say something you don't expect. I do. I absolutely do.
Well, I don't think that I don't agree with the current Jewish state because I don't think that's the true Jewish nation. I
Okay.
think the true Jewish nation is the biblical Jewish nation. Or I should say,
no,
well,
well,
technically I should say
That's the
Israel
difference.
because technically Jewish would just be one of the tribes, not necessarily the whole entire thing. Because it's
Okay,
made of
so I'm
12
done with
tribes.
James because
I'm not
James
a
can't answer.
Zionist, but I do believe
James,
they have a right to self-determination, just like I believe every person has a right to self-determination.
May I chime in here a little bit? Or
I'm
you?
almost done. James is not
Well,
answering questions.
Ike's
I'm answering questions.
he
You're
gets
just not
priority.
listening.
Oh no, I hear every word you're saying.
You're
Is it-
refusing to listen to my answers and take my answers into consideration. That's all.
so then you do not believe that so you disagree with Orthodox then?
What do you mean I disagree with the Orthodox? What are you talking about?
That they do not have the right to do anything necessary to secure the Jewish state.
If they're
Correct?
doing a theocracy, yes, or like an actual biblical.
That's what I mean by not answering questions. So I'm done. Hey,
Yeah,
Orthodox,
but I
can I just
don't
ask you
think
one
the
question?
current Jewish state is the actual.
Yeah, I asked you yes or no.
State,
No,
though,
I'm not on Piers Morgan. I'm not doing it.
He said yes.
It's not a
That they do have the right
state.
to?
Yes,
Yeah,
if
if
it's
they're
a
doing it on a
theocracy.
religious state,
If it's
not
a
on a
biblical
secular
Israel
state.
as they believe in, then yes, they have the right to. That's what he said.
Not a
So
secular
Orthodox.
state.
I mean, yes, Neve, that's a harsh reality of warfare and conflict. Stuff breaks, people die. You can hate me for it, but it's a harsh reality of warfare and conflict.
He doesn't support this Israel because it's not biblical, it's secular.
It's secular, yeah, not biblical. That's my point.
James, are you a Christian?
I would identify myself as a messianic, not a Christian, but
So, wait, do you or do you not accept the teachings of Jesus Christ?
I would call him Yeshua. But,
doesn't matter what you'd name him. Do you or do you not accept his teachings?
Yeah, I accept his teachings,
So
and I think
you fundamentally are against the Jewish nation in the Bible.
no, I'm not.
The biblical Jewish nation was ran by the Pharisees.
No, I'm talking about the biblical Jewish nation run by the priest.
That's the Pharisee are the priest.
No, the Pharisees were not the priest. No.
Yes, they were.
No.
So
I'm talking
James,
about the actual
if the Pharisees
Levitical
weren't the
priests, the
priests,
ones that were
who were the priests?
descended from from Levi. The ones that
Those
were
were
the righteous.
the Pharisees.
Not all
Those
the
were
Pharisees.
the ones who literally killed Christ.
Not all the Pharisees were Levites. Maybe some of them were.
Oh, this is adorable. It's the argument that not all Christians. You're giving the argument, James, that not all Christians support bombing the entire Middle East into submission. So that makes it that you don't support it. So it's okay that it happened because you can't do nothing about it, right?
One like what Moses established.
All right, Neve. Let me explain it to you since you're being purposely dense. Warfare and conflict are not everyday life. Sometimes, once or twice in a generation, nation states go to war. Stuff breaks, people die. It's horrible. But 90% of your life is just existing, being productive. It's not conflict and warfare. Now, again, you can cherry pick places in history or times in history where that's not the case. But again, the outliers prove the rule. Like these shit, if you're gonna try to get you a shitty got you, at least make it good, darling.
Neve is not smart.
It's the Sadducees who
Neve got
not the
sorry.
Pharisees.
How you doing, Ghostface? Welcome
some
to
of
the
the
panel.
Pharisees were.
Yo. Hey, Orthodox Guy, I just wanted to go ahead and drop a link in the private chat that I dropped at the beginning. I don't think you got a chance to see. It's just a minute and a half. Murdoch, the little Wojak, little short cartoon I found out about. And they had an interesting little bit about National Socialism, so I thought you might find it interesting. It actually made a good point.
Murdoch. I'm familiar with
okay.
Murdoch, so...
I literally just found out about it yesterday. so I wasn't sure
Hey,
if you knew about it.
you should watch the Sargon of Akkad episode or the Democracy episode.
Okay, for sure, man. And then lastly, and then I'll let y'all get it. Were you joking or trolling us when you were saying that 10th Man got demolished by OTW the other day?
No, he convinced me. He convinced me that OTW did demolish me.
Look,
10th Man supports this message.
OTW is not here. Look, I only say that because I want content and I want him to try to fight 10th Man again and again and again and again and again because it's content.
Yes, and because I also like content, I'm going to say OTW has small scale energy, and he knows what I mean.
Did you say small and frail? Small what energy?
Small dill energy, small pickle energy, and he knows what I mean by that.
Small pickle energy?
You know what I mean, right? Like when he says that, right? When Hank says that, you know what he means, right?
That's funny that you bring that up, Neve. I then, a couple weeks ago, had to argue with half a dozen people on a panel with your straw man about Canada having nothing to do with America, because but a little bit different stance than Utah. And then they looked up some stuff, just like I gave you the links in the back chat when you brought that up, but you didn't look, right? Because you're dumb. And the people on the panel that I talked to a couple weeks ago pulled up the fact that you have to give, when you have an oath, your oath of office is to the crown. So if that's symbolic, you go ahead, but you're not going to accept anything. You think you're a girl. How in God's name am I ever going to have an argument with somebody about the structure of the Canadian legal system, justice system, and parliamentary procedures with a dude who thinks he's a chick? You're already obviously got a problem. There's no way I'm going to convince you of anything. So, and I'm not even being rude or defamatory. Facts.
I get it. Attack the argument, not the person. That's
I challenge that though. I don't think he really thinks he's a girl.
Truth.
Moving on. Let's attack the argument, not the person.
I noticed you got a lot nicer Orthodox guy when you started doing a show. A lot more diplomatic.
Yes, because money. Need I show?
Hey, I'm not shaming you. I'm just bringing up an observation.
We don't
choices though.
We don't grift shame around here, okay? It's all about the profit.
Orthodox guy, let me say a couple of things and ask a couple of questions before you go to your test.
Ready?
Well, first of all, yeah. After sending that, I didn't mean to make the thing a grift. But I guess I kind of.
No, that is not what I was saying at all. I just didn't want people to think I was trying to grift off of personal tragedy. I do appreciate it, Ike. Don't get it wrong. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're gonna get a list of all the relatives and all the whatever, any freaking accident, their dogs, their pets, Grandma June from whatever is in. Yeah, just grift all week. But so generally speaking, a few things have been said. So when you mentioned, for example, that Orthodox guy would be surprised. So no, sorry, that 10th Man might be surprised at the thing. Well, I don't think 10th Man will be surprised that you said that Israel had the right to do what it takes for self-determination and whatnot. Because it's kind of in line with what I'm assuming your general thrust is ideologically, right? If you're saying National Socialists and all these other kinds of things. It also goes in line with what you mentioned regarding what happened with the, I guess, retarded adult. You kicked the guy's ass and whatnot. Overall, I want to ask this, and it's broad. I'm not getting into nitpicky stuff or whatever. But it seems to me that it's generally about, what they might call master morality versus slave morality. That, you're into the master morality thing. You're into establishing lower lower end of Maslow's hierarchy of needs thing, like Old Testament type shit. You got to go out there and slaughter the Canaanites and take their shit if you have to, right? And then later on you can, okay, and so it's like a mass morality thing, like a Nietzschean thing, like an Ayn Rand type thing, which establishes a certain kind of hierarchy, whether it's in terms of cognitive capacity or abilities of other kinds, or it may even include racial hierarchies, hierarchy in general, and that when it comes to establishing dominance and or what I would just call securing your lower end of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, food, security, shelter, and people not freaking killing your kids and whatnot, then you do what you need to do. And you don't bring in these things like the church ladies were saying about, my feeling, whatever, into those kinds of things, because it just fucks everything up. Now, so I guess the question here is, in general, am I correct that your overall thrust is a master morality kind of thrust, therefore it does imply that, yes, Israel can do what it wants. You don't freaking go take the lower or less able thing and raise it up, right? Would it be the direct opposite, for example, of a certain kind of religion that's practiced these days, where the more oppressed you are, the more disabled you are, the more fucked up you are, the more you're supposed to worship you, right? The higher up on the thing you are, and everybody's going to go around doing the oppression Olympics. Is that the general thing that you're going for?
I would like to think so, yes. Honestly, yeah. Because I think because I am a man, I think that plays a lot into it too. Because like they were so worried about equality. In that particular instance I mentioned, they were so worried about equality and feelings, they didn't take the time to think about, I'm physically fucking hurt. Why are you not protecting the person that's physically fucking hurt?
But
why are you not protecting the person that is going to be a productive member of society in the future?
Oh, and I have actually more extreme position. I would say all morality is secretly master morality. It's just they have different preferences.
That's a great point. I'll say this and I'll shut up. Yes, because they're all concerned with a certain kind of dominance, right? In other words, let's say we go with that Old Testament, New Testament thing again. When the people were in the Old Testament and they were doing their thing and they were Daviding and Solomoning and smiting everybody, right? It was to establish a certain kind of rightness, and everything was good, and Jehovah was good with it. But later on, when they were under the boot of the Romans, you see, slave morality is subversive in the sense that it wants to overturn the person with the boot by saying that they're evil, right? All this stuff about the rich man and the eye of the needle, and the meek shall inherit the earth, and which I understand, generally speaking, is generally interpreted wrong, right? What Mr. Yeshua or Jesus, whatever, was saying is more higher level than what people would interpret it. But all this stuff of the slave morality is trying to overturn the Romans, is trying to push them out of the way, is trying to subvert them, right? So it's still trying to put yourself on top, right? Oh, I'm so down, aren't I on top, right? Which is what we see, for example, with this kind of intersectionality that I referenced earlier.
I have a badge. All your shit belongs to me.
My badge is shinier than your badge. Your shit belongs to me. My
I'm
badge is
gonna
shinier.
rifle through all your things. If you do anything about it, I'm gonna shoot you.
My badge is shinier. Did you not hear me?
And shoot your dog.
That's my gun. Give it to me. My badge is shinier.
Anyway,
Orthodox. Would you say that if becoming a government representative, a person has to, just like in America, you have to make an oath to the Constitution, right? But in Canada, your oath must be to the Crown of England. Would you say that the Crown has some type of sway over our legal processes?
you're literally a colony of the crown.
I know. Neve's trying to say that just because the British Crown makes a decision, or Supreme Court makes a decision, that has no bearing on Canadian law whatsoever. You are so wrong. All legal societies in Canada and America, if I'm not mistaken, are registered through the British bar. I know it is in Canada. I don't know about America, but I think it is. There. So this is what happens when you run into somebody half your age, right? That doesn't know anything and uses Chat GPT for their arguments. They don't know nothing. They've never been in a House of Commons, nothing in their entire life.
Yeah, I think Neve should go down on King Charles III and apologize for him for disrespecting his crown.
Aside from getting on my nerves because of the shit I'm going through today, I typically like Neve, but this is my first actual interaction with him. I've just watched their shit in the past.
Yeah, no, I've had a lot.
I think Neve is specifically funny.
10th man, real quick. Sorry, go ahead.
Plus, I have a request from my producer to be nice to them because they are friends. And I like my producer doing her job for me, so I'm going to be kind to Neve.
Because of profit.
To enforce that, yes, because if it wasn't for her, I would not have made as much profit. And because I have made profit, and she has asked me to be nice to her, I'm going to enforce that you are nice to her.
That is, you know what you got to do now?
Witnessing in real time why capitalism doesn't work.
Orthodox, you
have to be working nicely.
Yes, but I have no obligation because my reader didn't say anything.
Capitalism in its true form works. Come on.
Orthodox, write a few new rules of acquisition.
Hello.
Yes, what's up?
Okay, I just wanted to tell you where I want to take the conversation, and if you're not interested, you can just kick me, because I just wanted to settle this Supreme Court thing.
Can we get the Ike's question first that he had?
Yeah, let Ike is a financial backer, so let Ike ask his question, and then you and 10th man can go at it.
Okay, it'll take like 1 minute, because I'm not a retard, so.
Okay, so 10th man, I know you're gay.
You're welcome.
You had the perfect opportunity. What are you, gay?
Okay, 10th man, when you said earlier,
can you wait till Ike's done, bro? Can you wait till Ike's done and be respectful?
Earlier, when you were talking about your bum leg,
I will be mean to you.
Which version of the N-word, Ike? Which version?
I will be mean to you if you talk over a backer, though. Like, I don't care then.
This is a serious thing. I'm going to take 30 seconds to just give a certain kind of background. There's a particular philosopher, Alan Bloom. He wrote the book.
Stop. Pause. I didn't hear what you said when Neve was talking over you. So can you just go ahead, please?
Okay.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay, so I'll get to the question directly, and it has to do with gay versus, certain affectation culturally that we speak. Let's say, for example, the fact that, certain segment, I don't know if what the population is or whether it's just something that's pushed, seem to take on the affectations of a black woman, right? Like, oh, I'm gay, so I'm going to sound like a black woman.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Okay, so generally speaking, one of the first places I heard it was, that I started to get this kind of an inkling was, there's this guy, Alan Bloom, he's dead now, was a philosopher, wrote a book called The Closing of the American Mind. I highly recommend it. He was a gay man as well. Actually died of AIDS in the 80s, unfortunately. But he talked about being gay versus being a faggot, right? That's kind of how he separated.
I agree.
Thing. So, and I've heard you say certain things. So I don't know if you could just expound upon.
Why are you gay?
What is this kind of? Is there a population? Is it like, oh, it's just 50% thing? Is it just an affectation? Is it something that's just pushed out there? Is this like just natural, or what the hell is going on there within quote unquote your community or whatever? I know that you seem to agree. If you could just say a little bit about, is this just stuff that we see versus?
No, I'll tell you
what's going on there.
I can give you a more satisfactory.
Oh, the question was directed to you.
Man is about to blame trans people.
Was the question directed towards you, Neve?
No, you're just the most pre-scripted 50-year-old fucking retard who literally compared your erectile dysfunction to the ailment of a person in a wheelchair and talked about how fucking
Who has erectile dysfunction? What are you talking about?
Wait. When you were talking about your bum leg, you weren't talking about your dick? Because
You're
you're always
black?
talking about
Oh,
because you're always
shit,
talking about your dick.
bro.
Because you're always
This is
talking about
lit.
your
Say
dick.
the N-word and prove it. Prove it?
Yes.
Said say the N-word
Yes,
and
when I
prove
was
it.
like
you're
9 or 10 years old.
hypersexual freak. You're a hypersexual freak. You've been on this panel for 1 hour. I don't know how you managed to not talk about
Bro, that's hilarious because this Mexican right next to you said the
I
N-word
understand
1,000
that I make
times
you
in his
drift.
life.
It's okay.
Like, come on, bro, say that shit. You got it. That's funny. So do you feel uncomfortable saying the N-word because people don't notice that you're black?
Is this a bit?
What?
Is this?
Jesus Christ!
I love you, Ike.
All
I
right.
love you to death.
Oh, yeah, no, I had to prove
All
I'm
right.
black.
So just let me address Ike really quick.
All right, Neve, you and 10th Man can have at it. I had to play
No,
that.
I wanted to respond to Ike's question. Don't make him leave without me responding.
I think Ike made a great criticism, but I don't think 10th Man is like intellectually like capable of addressing it in a satisfying.
Oh my god.
By the way, Ike, I showed a couple family members that video, and my mother said, while she doesn't date black men, she said you are extremely handsome.
We don't need to
just
date.
real
We
quick.
just need to do it. It's not a big deal. We don't need a date.
Ike's like, who's trying to date? Let's fuck. All right, go ahead, 10th Man.
So in the like 70s and 80s and 90s, which are my decades, and even the early 2000s, I don't want to get into stories, but like even third party people, like just real quick, one of my best friends in the early 2000s, but she moved to Germany. She married a dude who was in the forces. She was raising a half black, half white son who the father of was a gay man that she grew up with and had his baby, and he just paid her child support, and he owned a whole bunch of apartment complexes, and he also had a husband. So up until maybe 2009 or whenever the other letters and numbers got added onto LGBTQ, the majority of gay people did keep their stuff to themselves, like Orthodox is saying, right? Yeah, we went to gay clubs and maybe there was some stuff going on, but most of us were business owners or worked as a barista or whatever, and we you know what I mean? We just lived our life and did our thing, and then all of a sudden we became equal citizens. In Canada specifically, we had the right to marry, we had the right to file income tax, we had rights under the Human Rights Act after 2003 in all provinces, right? And then
this is the longest gish gallop to blame it on
it got infiltrated by special interest groups with money. See, because before it was grassroots, it was mothers and their sons and their daughters going out there and protesting at City Hall. Then special interests came in, just like came into BLM and all these things, and a bunch of fraud and a bunch of nonsense. And then they try to add on a P so that touching kids is okay, and on and on and on. And they made a legitimate organization that just wanted equal rights. And there's different types of gay. All right. So there's gay and lesbian people that just want to live their lives and do what they do. And then there's other people that are ugly, and dudes are less strict with their standards. So they'll just be gay because it's easier. You understand? And there's different segments within the gay population. And just the problem with it is,
in a society with low standards.
Like with Christianity, they get to claim it when they like it, and then they get to toss it away when they don't. That's why Neve, I can't remember exactly, but Neve and people like Neve, like Furby, have said, "Oh, you're not part of the LGBTQ, blah, 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 blah." Right, because you think you get to take my organization that I fought for 30-something years. You get to take it over
based
come
on the
in,
sort of
change
lifestyle
what
you
it was
live and you spent
represented
your entire
completely,
30s
change what it represented
literal no
completely.
discernment, have sex with any person who will hiss a letter at you.
I like to give up my right
Dude,
to
I
pay
have
income
turned
tax.
down sex 10 times more than I've had
Okay, and
sex.
you're 50 years old. You've probably propositioned it like what, an average of 25 times a day since you were what? Like,
If going on a gay
you're
chat
free.
site and saying, yeah, come on
You're
over, let's
free.
frack,
You're
yeah,
free.
then you're right.
I will concede to testament that being gay is a better financial decision than being straight. I will concede that.
I just want to get the Supreme. I just want to get the Supreme Court thing.
facts.
I just want to get the Supreme Court thing out of the way because, you know, Ortho. As much as I appreciate your hospitality here, I think you have been quite hospitable, and I think I've been quite hostile. I want to be very clear. I don't think my presence here is any sort of support to the sort of content you do. I think you're a piece of shit. Just holistically, I think your opinions suck. And
Thank
I
you.
just want
Come
to address
again.
this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bye.
Neve does not represent the LGBTQ community. Their views and nonsense is not what we represent. We represent inclusion, and I actually advocate for, if you're going to put, then you put an S in LGBTQ, and we're going to add the straights too, and we're all going to be one group, and we're all going to get together. No, we're all going to get together and say, okay, there's certain rules we're going to follow. And you guys are going to go, okay, you guys get to get married, but you don't get to talk to kids about chopping off their body parts. Deal? And we're going to go, deal, brah. And then the people who do want to do those things can go to a gulag.
Okay, so Test Man, real quick. So you've established a certain kind of timeline and a certain kind of,
Let me say this real quick. I think that people who are mentally ill, who think that I'm a piece of shit,
that's a good
I'm
thing.
okay. I'm okay with that because, like, if
It really is a compliment coming from me.
Yeah,
It really is.
if you've noticed, 90% of people like me, but rabid leftists who would put 90% of people in gulags. You guys make spreading
completely wrong.
You guys make spreading National Socialism easy for me. Thank you.
You're right.
I would say Neve is a better not talking you or Orthodox guy.
Fucking reasonable.
let me just land the plane here regarding the question and the answer that 10th man gave. So you talked about, some kind of disintegration, disambiguation, people coming in, doing some kind of marketing, blah, blah, blah. So there's these different groups. Now, is that particular affectation that I'm referring to, is that part of the marketing thing? Let's sound this way and let's all just adopt it. Let's put it in magazines and TV shows and whatnot. What is that particular aspect sounding like a
Now,
black
this is my conspiracy theory because I can't prove nothing. I believe. Okay, so this is how I believe. It's not just, this is going to sound strange, but this is how it works. Okay. NGOs that fail because government money is taken from them was never an NGO in the first place. Can we establish that first? Yes. I'm not even going to ask for an answer. We know that that's true.
Fascism rules are going into effect at this point in time. I will not have people who openly are hostile to me in my chats.
Well, I agree.
What if they pay?
It's about time.
And then,
oh no, if they pay, then they're not openly hostile. They just want to talk shit.
Yeah, so I got it. So if you pay, then they can come up and say you're a piece of shit and a fucking
Ortho
moron,
didn't say that they couldn't come on the panel.
They're just talking shit.
No, Ortho didn't ban that person from the panel. They said from chat because they're just sitting there spewing nonsense. They want to come up here, then maybe might wait half an hour, let them calm down. So what you got to do with men, you got to let them calm down for half an hour, come back. So
no, you don't have to do that with men. You have to do that with...
To be fair, while Neve is not a woman, he's also not really a man. So I don't think that's going to work.
No, I'm saying Orthodox guy. Give him a little bit of time to calm down. That person was just very disrespectful. So I just, in closing, because I don't like taking over.
No, psychos are assholes and disrespectful when they're calm.
Ike, so I truly believe that special interest groups fund both sides. Then they inject certain narratives, and that changing LGBTQ and adding a whole bunch of other nonsense was specifically because we had made that progress. We got the right to marry. We got the right to file our taxes together, visit each other in the hospital, stuff like that.
You
Then they
mean
go,
this divide and rule? That's a conspiracy theory.
that's right.
That
And
I
then they go,
practice
oh,
in this
okay.
universe.
So now we're going to give the, was it the, not Branch Davidians, whatever the protesting gays, those people, I can't remember what they were called, that family. So they fund them and they fund the LGBTQ, but they go, oh, to the LGBTQ. Well, you gotta be more inclusive, right? You gotta add a plus, you gotta add a P, right? Because if you got a dude who represents whatever that says, I'm going to give your organization $1 billion over the next 10 years. You just got to add some letters, numbers, and symbols to your group. They're going to do it. So, any other questions?
Nope. Got it. And thanks for answering. I guess Neve
no
left. He
worries.
didn't get to give his perspective, but I guess he's not really doesn't really represent.
Oh yeah,
the
no,
group
disrespectful.
he didn't leave. I kicked him.
Oh,
I'm
gotcha.
not going to allow that level of disrespect to myself.
No, that was
You know what?
way over the line.
I like that. You know, and I'm not kind of trolling or whatnot, but there's a certain kind of for example, I know that you're about fairness, right? I know you're about free speech. I know about a certain kind of openness, but there's a certain kind of point that it gets to which I've never seen you get there. Orthodox Guy, which is one of the reasons why I like your channel and come here. Is there's a certain level of where people just, free speech, openness, and fairness, where things just kind of drown out and there's no real shit going on. It's like, no, I'm here for what Orthodox Guy wants to curate, not whatever fucking person wants to come in here and fucking say, right? So that's what gives the space a particular character and a particular nature. So shout out to you. Yes, I believe in the theocracy or the national socialist or whatever God type thing you're implementing. More power to you.
Thank you, Mike. But like, it's just, and Neve tried to message me in Discord as well. It's like, did I hurt your feelings? Like, no, you didn't hurt my feelings. I don't get hurt feelings over the internet. No, I'm just not going to allow that level of disrespect when, and I kind of proved I said it right there. When I allow free speech and I've been openly kind and respectful to people that I disagree with wholeheartedly. You're not coming back up, Neve. You're not welcome here. You disrespected me. Now you can pay some money and I'll let you up, but you're not welcome here for free anymore. You were given respect. You can leave my studio now. And Christine, you can leave my chat.
Bye.
I'm not going to allow that. You cannot. Neve, you said you put it in chat. You said you wanted to apologize. You can apologize with a $5 donation.
Yeah, he's lying anyway. No fucking way he's gonna apologize.
If he means it, he can send me a $5 donation.
I mean, I'm tempted to send a $5 donation on his behalf right now, just to show how corrupt your system has become.
Why are you hating? Why do you hate me making money?
It's not you making money. It's that you changing your show for the money. That's what I hate. Don't worry, I'll get over it.
No. I'm going to tell you something, Denizen, right now. I tried his way, and I've tried my way. My way wins. You let any of these motherfuckers out here get, I told Flo that, and he repeated almost my exact words a few days ago. He was saying something about somebody who was being disrespectful. If you let any of these motherfuckers close to you, as soon as they have a little bit of something that they can hold over you, they will exercise it. The majority of people who come on these panels, and are people who have no family, no friends, but there's some of us like myself that are just disabled. I'm not saying all the people out there, but there's these people sit on discords of hundreds of people, and they sit there and they plot, and they have rooms with your name on it and all of your information, and Apple drives and Google drives. I have access to some of them.
That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
It sure does. No. Okay, so I'll tie it up. I thought I could just segue it. Orthodox is learning, like I just said to Mandy in chat. He will turn, and he will become a tyrant because it's in his nature. He's trying to be nice to show that he has the ability, I believe.
Yeah, so but a real tyrant doesn't care about your money. You can't buy off a real tyrant. A real tyrant cares more about whatever principle he thinks is overarching. And
perfect. I was going to ask you that, Denizen. There's this. I was like, oh, Denizen, you're probably a guy that is looking for a principle behind the theocracy, and I tend to, I like a little bit more chaos. Not that it matters, right? What the fuck I like and whatnot. But I'm just interacting with you here. So I always believe that, if it's a theocracy and I like this particular God, then if he wants to choose money on Monday and then say, no, fuck it, you give me money on Monday, but fuck you on Tuesday, then yeah, that's whimsical Old Testament fucking type shit. That's fun. Looking for the principle behind and trying to calculate, and it's like, that's we know the world is complex, and we can leave that for the balancing of the checkbook and whatnot. But a true God, can choose gold today and something else tomorrow, and principles are not what I come here for.
There was organic, authentic, engaging, and entertaining intellectual content on this channel until the grifting started, and it's gone into a shit show since, and it keeps getting worse. And frankly, it's none of my business. I feel uncomfortable talking about it to begin with.
And I'm sorry. I thought my content was shit. I'm gonna be real. I thought it was shit before. I thought it was shit before. I didn't think that it was engaging. I thought I was mainly ripping other people's stuff off and sharing stuff I found information and then talking about it, and I not like that.
You're still doing that. Now it's just other people's drama and dirty laundry that I care nothing about.
Exactly. Now it's truly for the grift and Jerry Springer. Because people want Jerry Springer.
And that's fine. I probably just won't be coming around that much anymore, It is what it is.
That sucks. You're my friend and I enjoy
Well, wait, let me try to intermediate between these 2 points here, because I don't see why. Let me ask you, Orthodox Guy, does the drama and all that, dare I say, bullshit, which personally I don't like, is that really what brings the money? So I donate, right? I don't donate for that shit, right? So, I'll donate, for example, today, because it was, just a conversation about, what we were talking about. Like, oh, okay, fascism, blah, blah, blah. Let's come in here. Let me say something about mass morality and see if it aligns with what he's saying. Or, you're doing your esoteric stuff the other time I showed up in the panel, blah, 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 right?
He's just being mob swamped by the drama people right now. So
yeah, and it brings interaction, but does it really bring money? Are those guys donating? I don't see those people donating.
Fair point, Ike. And I should have asked you in D3 and all my other supporters, because you guys are the one who donated. Y'all donated before the drama and afterwards, but I thought that y'all were liking the drama because it brought views.
No. Well, I don't give a fuck who else is watching what I'm watching. So that part.
Yeah.
But if I'm not going to disrespect your channel, if you need it to grow because you need to bring in some shit every once in a while, that's also fine. I understand.
This is great fucking feedback, because I don't mind the drama. I am a drama slut. I like gossip, and I don't mind covering it. But if you guys who donate were happy with the fucking shit before, I will so gladly go back to that.
No, look, I've spoken for myself a little bit, and well, maybe I'll speak for D3 a little bit as well. So the shit, what you call shit, in other words, you're just your fucking INTP fucking brain going all over the place, looking at this thing and then looking at that thing and connecting these different dots and building constellations and blah blah blah. That is what That is what I know. That's what she likes, right?
That's what
So
makes us a family.
Yeah, thank fucking God. Because like
yeah,
I
and
was
that's
so
kind of what
worried
I
about
like
what to do.
too. Well, for me, I tend to lean more on you if it's specifically intellectual and not just, let's say, random, right? But random from a smart person will also touch on intellectual things, and certain intellectual connections will be made. Blah blah blah. That's what I like. The drama, no, granted, I'm a bit of a troll myself. I can go in there and lob a bomb here and there or whatever, but that's not really what I'm into per se, right? And when I do come on the panel, for example, I think that the things that I contribute to reflect that. The panels that I come to, right, reflect that. So I'm not going to show up when some fucking idiots are fucking throwing shit at each other, right?
Well, see, okay, so it's not necessarily the drama that I like. I like, because my very first stream, I gave somebody their ability I did an interview with them and let them tell their side of the story. That's the type of drama content I like to do. Whenever somebody's getting mogged, I like letting them have their say and like at least a platform to say their shit, right? But like, not laws, I'm gonna be real with you, dude. I like that shit. Where we talk about cop video, where we as a panel talk about cop videos, or I pull up a historical video about fucking medieval Europe.
And that's
like,
why
I literally
you can easily overdo it with that stuff because, I'm with you. So, like, it should be maybe broken up with some spontaneity. But, yeah, I just was curious when he said that, though. More boring than what? What fucking OTW said last week about somebody I'd never even heard of? And more boring than that, really? Because that shit is not only boring, it's like, it's anti-entertainment. It like makes me want to go fucking like do something else and stop watching.
Which is very fucking valid and fair.
Don't get me wrong, though. I know I'm a weirdo, and if you're fucking paying your rent with this, don't let me stand in your way. But again, like, I don't stick around those places. You know this, right?
I know. I just got told by Ike. I got told by, and I know D3 liked the Second Amendment stuff or the gun stuff.
Well, D3 is an intellectual.
Yeah, I mean, like, so I'm fucking glad. I know, and Gorilla Biscuits just likes to hang and chill. Like, the people who donate to me, most of them seem like they like to just hang out and chill in the chat and have somewhere to talk to with the people that I've curated on panel.
You have 300 some odd subs, right? So if the 60 people drama rooms mob you, and then all of those content creators from the drama channels donate to you, then it's going to seem like it's a huge influx in audience and money, when really, like, the real money is in much more refined content than that. Obviously.
Can I make a suggestion that I abandoned?
Yeah, I think
because it just became too hard.
Experience than all of us on this.
Make a separate channel for the drama. It worked for me for a year and a half of the 3.5 years that I broadcasted, pretty much daily. And because I heard the exact same things, because, I would have 60 people watching my news show, but then drama would pop off and I would get 100, 200 people.
Yeah.
So I would switch to the drama channel midstream when the drama popped off.
That's what I was just going to say, though.
I would suggest that you be more strict than I was and not switch the channel and the show. Save a day or 2 days a week where you broadcast on the drama channel and then do your regular shows that most people come for on one channel. That's what I suggest you do. And lock that, just like you did today, lock that drama down. So one thing I didn't listen to from CFW, Carolina Fort Worth, she told me right from day one, but the majority of my chat were trolls. She said, "You got to get these people out of here. Your channel's never gonna grow like this." But I never wanted my channel to grow. I like being behind the scenes. I don't care about that, right? I suggest you be a tyrant on this channel if this is going to be your main channel where you do the regular stuff. Tyrant, and then allow the imbecile trolls on your other channel if you want to. That's just a suggestion.
It's a good idea separating the channels. It's definitely good for YouTube algorithms as well. But my only concern would be you can only serve one master. So one or the other is going to take up the majority of your time.
True. And that's what happened with me is I couldn't do it because, we're doing a news show for an hour and a half. Somebody pops up. Oh, we want to talk about drama now. Got to switch over. It's very hard.
Well, see, that's the thing, right? I want to run a varied channel, so I don't want to do multiple channels. I don't care about the algorithm. Because I'm going to do the video game stuff that I do. I'm going to do the cultural stuff that I do. I'm going to do the bow and arrow stuff and the posting about my dog and everything and the community stuff. Like, I want to have a varied channel. Because I just feel like I like sharing that. I like producing content. So
it's a tough road. I'm with you, but it's a tough road.
So I think that I'm going to only cover the most like outrageous drama or like the most like biggest stuff. I'm not going to cover every little thing. I think the majority of my streams are going to be me sharing the fun stuff and or video games and culture.
Yeah, only allow your attention to be drawn to things that are significant. So, for instance, I had that interaction on Here's the Deal, and then he put it on Disturbing Illusion as a disturbing call that he got, right? We haven't looked at it on Flows yet, but eventually we probably will because people are talking about it, right? So there's no need for you to watch that right now. If it's got 500,000 views and everyone's talking about it, talk about it. Otherwise, Yeah, I think you're thinking too low of a level of. I'm done, but you're thinking too low level of thinking. You got to think 10-year plan. Where are you going to go?
Yeah, you can't do this drama shit for 10 years. But you can certainly grab the bag and cash out in that 10 years. But serious question, sarcastic question, but I mean it seriously. Does anybody here really give a fuck who, what's her name fucked in Vegas? Right? And I leave out names intentionally.
No.
Like, who fucked who and who said what to who and like, I mean that.
No.
So I mean, then you're doing it just for the donos, right?
No, that wasn't why I covered the resto drama, the resto shit. I covered the resto.
That's a low-hanging fruit example, right? Like I'm talking about all of it.
Well, I covered the resto shit because I thought he was being snaky to Float, and I'm like, okay, well, I want to call this shit out and keep some snake shit from happening. I think this is retarded.
That always seems to be the internal reasoning for these shows, though. It's because like people take sides and you fucked over this guy. It's like there's always a moral excuse to cover the morally obtuse content. In my experience, no one ever says, "Oh, I did it just because, I get a boner." They always find some way to virtue signal it.
Dude, why do you think I don't really talk? Why do you think I don't really talk when I'm playing the other content? Because I don't care, and I'm typically off like making coffee or playing with my dog or doing so. Like I'll literally turn on my speaker on my computer and just when somebody talks, like come back in here and mute it and then have a conversation. Like the only one that I was actually interested in is talking about my own hate video because I thought that was funny as fuck.
Yeah, no, I can't blame you for that one. You shouldn't have given it any attention. It was the worst thing you could do. is give that motherfucker more attention. But your first hate video on the internet is hard to resist.
Oh yeah, no, that was probably just popping the cherry. But like,
not everyone covers drama to get more subs and views. And no, I don't know what deep means, but to me, it's the difference between having content that I enjoy and having content that retards enjoy, and that I will deliberately stay away from. So take from that what you will, Lauren. You know. It's also it gets to be toxic and hateful really fucking fast, and then you end up acting like Neve everywhere, where you're just a fucking toxic, like fucking jerk for no other reason but content, and then your content becomes your excuse for treating people and talking to people any kind of way you like. So you know, just whatever, to each his own. It's not that deep, whatever the fuck that means. I'm just saying, like, count me out, you know? And certainly that's not going to end the fucking success of this channel, is my absence.
I want to be honest with you, though. She has given me most of the cop videos that you like.
Lauren?
Yeah.
Lauren and I watch the same shit. We watch the same cop videos. We have the same taste in women. Like, we both... She's the only other person I know that's watches fucking competitive eating like I do. I hope I'm not outing you, Lauren. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. If that's outing you, I just made that up. No, we have the same YouTube interests. But she can deal with the drama. I can't. I will not be around those people or talk about that shit. If I'm in a great mood and like the toxicity cannot affect me, I'm still sitting there with like my mind just numbing and vibrating with fucking discontent and boredom. And so I can only, like, you know, deal with that too much.
Yeah, I'll be completely honest, OG. And that's the first time I ever called you that. I'm doing that as a term of endearment, so maybe you'll listen. When I come on your guys' panels, you guys are doing drama, I literally speak in a very specific fashion to put forth my views about it while still being respectful and supporting the grift. But I loathe it. Anytime I have to listen to OTW speak, it makes me never want to come back. I loathe that guy. I unsubscribe from him. Those people are the dredges of society, and I have no time for it.
Real quick, both Notlos and Jeff are correct, by the way. You really have to do whatever you want to do. Otherwise, it won't work.
I mean, I understand. I understand. And that's kind of why I didn't stream as much as I had this week as I have covering the drama. Because it's kind of gay.
It seems like it exhausts you.
It does. It does. It does. I just thought people thought it was entertaining. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Those drama, that 60 people, and 10th Man's right, there's about 150, 250 of them. At any given time, you get a good 30 or 60 of them that'll travel around in a group at any time of the day, depending on who's asleep, who's at work, whatever. Those people will follow you into every fucking shit show that you do. It's going to be the same people over and over and over again, and, you know, have at it. I think you could grow your show. I think you could grow an audience of 60 people that will donate and be engaged on topics that you actually find interesting, because you're talented enough to do that. I don't think you need to do this base, you know, lowest common denominator crap. But keep in mind, I'm a weirdo and a retard, so you probably shouldn't take my advice on anything except computers. That's my only area of expertise is computer science and music.
Fair enough. I'm not gonna say your name, but I appreciate it. I had one come in, and I wanted to hear what you were saying. I had a dono come in, so thank you very.
Oh, well, what have we got here? That's the poor box. It sure is.
And it was a lady, so gentlemen, please cover your eyes. 10th man, you
for
can
fuck's
watch.
sake. I feel like the song was about to get better.
I'm just saying, you make one
run
day a
away.
week. Make one day a week for drama. And then if you don't feel like doing drama that day, don't do it. Just be like, no good drama. And you know what? That'll insult the drama people. And it'll be wonderful.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I used
I'm just
to have a lot more like smut on my show, and a lot more viewers as a result of it, and they were people who would hang around for the good stuff too, right? So it definitely, like most human beings, want some of that, whatever that is. Yeah.
You got to do your crack in moderation. And I can see what y'all are talking about Neve, because he really, 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 really wants to come back on my panel. And I, being the nice person, I want to let them.
I'm going to tell you, you do whatever you want. But this is the thing. I got to go in less than an hour, right? Because I got to go to the post office. But if you're still alive, I'll come back. They're only coming up because people with that type of mentality that would come up and tell you you're the worst piece of trash in the world.
They want to be able to do that over and over and over again.
That's all it is. They can't stand that they can't attack you right now.
Yeah.
And they're going to. So now this is just me. Now I would have brought them up when I did shows regularly for the drama.
One second.
But
Oh, well, what have we got here? That's the poor box. It sure is.
But it's gonna upset the. Sorry.
Hold on. Flow State. Thank you for the dono. Ortho to Big Bank, take Little Bank, OTW. Denison to Aloof for drama BS. 10th to my husband is less gay than OTW. Ike to Ant Farm Shaker. What's up, Dusty? Thank you for the dono.
And this is kind of
harder to follow that.
you want redhead booty or a traditional booty?
Can I just say what I was going to say real quick before you do it? Is that this is kind of taking a page out of Dusty's book. Is not allowing that person on the panel is going to be better for content in the long run, to me anyway, because it's going to make them so angry. The fact that you are a new channel starting out and they think of you as lesser, right? And then, how dare he? Who does he think he is? Right? That's it's a good thing.
Well, that's not why I'm doing it.
Dusty says booty before 10th.
Booty before 10th? Okay, bet. Got you. Sorry, 10th.
I'm done.
Damn it. Sorry, Dusty. Random guy, Watchman, you got to pay me your $5 entry fee.
$5.
$5.
That's your Black Friday bundle.
That's the Temu deal going on today. Let me actually find. I'll give him the Denison booty, because that is some good booty that we don't play often. I gotta go ahead and make that fucking clip and find a song that goes well with that.
No, the song that's already on it, you gotta leave it because she jiggles to it.
I know, but that would just be blatantly stealing it. Makes it feel a little bit icky.
You could put like sparkles and shit over it and make it transformative.
Fair enough.
Flo's booty clip is what you need to do.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. I got you.
Just trying to be helpful.
Oh, he likes thigh gaps.
I was describing this one to a different panel the other day.
She even knows the words. I like it.
It is nice of Neve to make this video for you.
Sir, I'm going to need you to sign off the internet now. Yes, thank you. Ban that man. Ban that man forever and ever.
You just ruined it. This flow
You just
like
stopped
thigh
all
gap.
breeding of this human species.
Here you go, Flo, since you like thigh gaps.
Just don't know what it means that me and Lauren watch the same exact videos.
I like the speed of the one on the left, but the one on the one on the right, I just like the damage that ass could do. I don't know, that one makes me giddy. I have a new favorite dono clip now.
Makes me want to open up a twerking school.
Yeah, no, the one in the
Those are all
front's
the rage
hot.
now.
The one in the front is hot, Mandy, but the one in the back with the fat ass, or that motherfucker just goes, it's like
It's like it's creating the bass.
Yeah, I get lost in the wiggle, bro. Be like, damn. Those were name changes. Okay, my bad.
Oh, that would make sense.
I got you.
Now I can't remember what he said. I want to see what my name
Oh,
is.
here
Probably
we go.
Drama Slut or something.
I got you. I probably should have been able to put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, it didn't make sense to me either.
That I was looking at it. It was fucking.
Big Bang take little OTW.
Oh Lord, you go.
No, do not call 10th Man Neve. Too aloof for drama BS.
I'm all right with whatever. Just nothing creepy.
Ant farm.
What does that say? I don't know about bringing family into this here. What is this? Is less gay. True. No, I support this message.
I was gonna say it is from Dusty, so it is from a friend. It's not an insult.
No, it's that I don't take that as an insult at all. It's true.
Yeah, it's kind of true on my part as well.
Neve do be having the best best here in the Panelverse.
You can change it to I am if you want.
Oh. But we can get back to I'm gonna go for about 20-30 more minutes, and then I'll redo the ideology stream for you guys because y'all wanted it and we got side trail. The person who went to the hospital just got home, and I do want to make sure they're okay. They were supposed to call me, but they didn't. They just got home, and I want to know what was wrong with them because they had to go to the hospital this morning, and they had me worried for a little bit. They told me that I don't know if y'all heard them talking when I was unmuted and I wasn't talking on stream, but they got back. They say they're fine, but I want to read their paperwork, make sure they're good. So, yo, what do y'all want to cover? I got all this stuff bookmarked, and I'll just restart the ideology stuff later.
I was looking forward to the ideology stuff. I don't know what anybody else is thinking. Like when I came up, I thought that's what you were doing was the like, what do I believe stream?
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Well, I guess we'll just get back to that then. Matter to me.
We should ask our producer.
Producer lady, are you still in chat? Oh, hey James, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, I'm figured I'd come back for the last 20 minutes. Hopefully your family member's okay and everything.
Yeah, well now that they're okay, I'll tell you what was going on. My mom had a heart attack a couple years back, and she was having like severe panic attacks to where she couldn't sleep.
Oh.
And she was shaking, and what she calls a panic attack, and she tries to tell me and my brother it's panic attacks, so we don't make her go to the hospital. She started saying she was having panic attacks when she had her heart attack.
Oh.
And like it kind of did wig me out, so
they're indistinguishable.
I would understand that and everything that it made you worry.
She's like bullheaded as fuck. Like she refuses to like take an ambulance ride and all that shit. So like,
oh, stubbornness. Oh, that runs in my family too.
Yeah, the old Southern stubborn lady's like, you're going to the fucking hospital. So like,
that's just a Southern thing.
And she won't let me go to the hospital with her because like I do very well in those situations, but I don't do well having to wait when I'm worried about somebody having a heart attack that I care about.
Yeah, I totally get that.
I get antsy. So she said she's fine. She said it's not. She did tell me it wasn't a heart attack because when I played the female dono, I walked in there. That's where I was gonna go.
Yeah.
Oh man. I say it on panel, so I'm not gonna overcharge you, but I think 20 for that would be fair.
Oh my god.
Has to be with an A though. Has to be with an A.
Nah, he said R. He said R. 10 for A, 20 for R.
Ooh.
He wants to do the hard R.
But that's also another reason that I was very willing to pull the trigger on their bullshit today, because I was in no mood for it as well. Now that that's over, I could give a fuck less what people say about me.
The unicorn wants a total ortho reset. He says, body cam footage or the history of spam. She's going deep.
Okay, she wants me to go talk to my mom while I put on body cam footage. Yeah, I think that would be great. Make sure she doesn't fall out of her wheelchair as well. Speaking of the history of spam, boom. She said history of spam or body cam footage. I'm going to regale you guys with the history of spam, and I'm going to be listening in on my speakers while reading her paper and giving her 20 questions.
Spam. Some people love it, some people hate it, but everyone knows it. And while it does have a reputation for being cheap, because it is, it also deserves credit for saving millions of lives during World War II and the years following. So, to celebrate spam today, I'm going to be making a recipe from 1951 for a spam and cheese ribbon loaf. Spam. this time on Tasting History.
That doesn't seem historical enough. I think
The
he's
popularity
cheating.
of Spam has ebbed and flowed.
Feel free to talk
but in
over
the
it a
early
little bit. That's why I
1950s,
cut it
it was a
down.
must-have for any
He does
middle-class
great
cocktail
videos.
party. The
about
product, which had
historical stuff.
debuted in 1937, was one of the most successful that the Hormel Food Company had ever sold, and one of the reasons was because they flooded the radio, magazines, and newspapers with ads for the product, but also with recipes for it. This recipe appeared in 1951, and when in color, was definitely eye-catching, a zebra-like amalgam of canned meat and cream cheese, though they used the more charming tagline, "Tender, pure pork Spam joins with a zesty cream cheese mixture for memorable
Pure
eating.
pork, really?
Serve for supper or lunch, or as a noteworthy appetizer."
I'm
I
not
also love
eating
that
that.
this is not a Spam and
Yeah, me
cheese
neither.
ribbon
It's
loaf,
not
but
food.
rather a Spam and cheese ribbon loaf. The casual punctuation letting the maker know that this recipe is accessible to all. Even better, I love that at the bottom of the ad, they suggest that you tune in Saturdays to CBS to hear music with the Hormel Girls. There are just not enough meat-themed girl groups around these days, and I think that should change. Anyway, for this recipe, what you'll need is 1 can of Spam, then 3 ounces of cream cheese, softened. The recipe says that you can help soften it with milk, but I tried that and it ends up being a little too liquidy, especially once you add the 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, then 1 teaspoon of grated onion, 1 tablespoon of minced parsley, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now, this recipe doesn't actually require any cooking because Spam is technically cooked in the can. You can cook it, but in this recipe, you don't have to. What this recipe does require is patience. So start by putting the cream cheese in a large bowl and beating it with a spatula to make it as smooth as possible. Then add the lemon juice and stir it in, making sure it is fully incorporated before you add the grated onion, minced parsley, and salt. Then continue to mix until everything is fully combined. Also, this is the first time I have ever grated an onion, and it really makes the whole house smell like onion, and my eyes were just, it was not pretty. Once everything's mixed, you can open your can of Spam and let the Spam come out of the can and then pat it down with
Onion
a
is a
towel
hell
to
of a
remove any
thing.
gelatin on the outside. Back when this recipe was written, they would have had even more gelatin on the Spam itself because at that time, the only ingredients were pork, water, salt, sugar, and sodium nitrate. But in 2009, they added some modified potato starch, which doesn't affect the flavor, but it does help absorb some of the gelatinous layer that accrues when it is cooked in the can. But even now, there will be a little bit of gelatin, so try to get that off. Then, as evenly as possible, slice the Spam into 8 equal slices. Then set them all out and get your cream cheese filling ready. And by that, I mean measure it out into 7 equal portions. Now, you can eyeball this, but if you want to make it look as close to that picture as possible, they really need to be even. So I separated mine into 7 little cups, each with about 16 grams of filling. Then it is time to spread that filling onto the Spam slices, and this does take a little bit of practice. First, it's best if you spread it all the way to the edge and try to make that edge flat. Also, while the recipe implies that you should assemble the loaf and then refrigerate it, I tried that, and frankly, it did not work. It made a horrible mess as the filling just spilled out the sides. And this is why I say the recipe takes some patience, but after I calmed down, I gave it a second shot so you can learn from my mistakes. One of the things that I learned in my second attempt was to leave out the milk. It just does not need the extra milk. Cream cheese gets very soft on its own if you leave it out, so don't add the milk. Also, on my second attempt, I spread the filling onto the 7 slices, and then I set it into the refrigerator for 20 minutes to let the filling firm up just a bit before trying to assemble the loaf. So I laid out some plastic wrap and then rather gingerly set each slice beside each other in order to form the loaf. That way gravity was not tempted to completely destroy what I was attempting to make. Once it's put together, then wrap the plastic wrap around it and set it in the refrigerator for 4 hours or overnight. I did overnight so it would be nice and firm, all the easier to slice up. And while the layers of cream cheese firm up, let us take a closer look at the other layers in this ribbon loaf. The Spam. The history of Spam begins with the history of Hormel, or should I say Hormel, because while the company pronounces it Hormel now, at least on their commercials, I guess originally it was Hormel. It's kind of like Ralph Lauren. Maybe it sounds fancier, I don't know. But in 1946, there was a Life magazine article where they interviewed one of the family members who was in charge of the company, and he said that it was Hormel, as in rhymes with normal. But since the company today says Hormel, that's what I'm going to be saying for the rest of the video. So the company was founded by George Hormel in Austin, Minnesota in 1891. He had begun his career in Chicago, working in the city's slaughterhouses, and then after a few failed starts, he opened a meat packing operation in Minnesota. They also sold animal hides, wool, and
I used to
eggs
have a
to make
meat
ends
packing
meet,
operation
and
before I
added
got married.
sausages to the mix and found financial success through World War I. But in 1921, George's son, Jay, returned home from fighting over in Europe, and he sat down and was kind of looking at the books and found some irregularities.
Oh, I made
First, he
venison
noticed
mad.
that a lot of the executives who had been there for a long time weren't really necessary or doing anything and were just collecting paychecks. But more importantly, he found that the company's assistant comptroller, Cy Thompson, had spent the last 10 years embezzling $1,187,000 from the company. That's about $21 million
Holy shit.
today. With that, Thompson was jailed. A lot of the
Oh,
executives
it wasn't
were
Dennis that we lost.
ousted,
Who did we
young
lose?
Jay Hormel, he wasn't that young, he was like 30 at the time.
Oh,
was
yeah,
in
yeah.
charge
Ike
of
prefers to be in chat usually.
By 1926, he had helped the company to introduce a revolution in the meat industry with the Hormel flavor-sealed ham, America's first canned ham. This was shortly followed by canned spiced ham, the precursor to Spam, and in 1928, canned chickens. But what really made the difference was not the products, but Jay's marketing. See, George was kind of old school and hadn't really done much marketing for the company, especially outside of stores. Well, Jay comes in and he wanted to spend $500,000 on marketing. George was like, that's insane, but finally he agreed and it really paid off. After a successful blitz of magazine and radio ads, George put his son Jay in charge of the company in 1929, just in time to walk the company through the Great Depression. The early 1930s put a real crunch on the food budgets of families all over the country, and the canned meat business started to fall off, and this left Hormel looking for cheaper products to sell. One new product was Hormel Chili, which came out in 1936, but that same year, Jay Hormel decided to use some of the more unwanted cuts of pork to make a new product. See, pork shoulder at that time was one of the least popular cuts. It's actually really delicious, but it does take a long time to cook. It's good for, like barbecuing or smoking. So it just wasn't that popular at the time. And so butchers always had tons left over.
Just like gasoline.
So Jay was like, we'll take that, we'll grind it up and mix it with a few flavorings and create a new canned product. It was similar to a canned ham, but it was going to be a lot cheaper. And Jay knew that it was going to be a success, but he didn't have a name for it. He couldn't really call it canned ham because it wasn't a canned ham, but he also couldn't call it canned amalgam of offcuts of pork mashed into a cube because that just doesn't sound that appealing. So he did what anyone does when they have a question that needs to be answered. He asked his drunk friends. On New Year's Eve, Jay held a party at his home for his friends, the executives, and their families. And as each person entered, they were given a slip of paper that was going to be part of a contest to give a new name to this product. Each time that somebody wanted a drink, all they had to do was write down a name and then give it to the butler, and you would be able to get a cocktail. And along about the third or fourth drink, they began showing some imagination. Eventually, Kenneth Daigneault, a local actor and brother of one of the Hormel executives, came up with the name Spam. Jay declared it a winner, and Kenneth received a prize of $100. Now, it's been speculated that Spam is a contraction of spiced ham, or some people have said it's an acronym for shoulder of pork and ham. But the company has never confirmed either theory, and they actually say that only some former executives know the true meaning of Spam. Either way, that was the name, and Spam hit shelves on July 5th, 1937. And with it came one of the most successful advertising campaigns in American history to that date, as radios around the country sang out, "Spam, spam, 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 Hormel's new miracle meat in the can, tastes fine, saves time, if you want something grand, ask for Spam." Baked, fried, grilled,
That's the
sliced
same
on
motto at
sandwiches,
my
diced in
meat
eggs,
packing facility.
served hot or cold, Spam had a place on every plate in the country. When Spam came on the market, only 18% of the population ate canned meats. But by 1940, in a large part due to Spam's marketing, 70% of people were on the canned meat train. Then Spam got another boost with the outbreak of World War II. In March of 1941, 9 months before the U.S. entered the war, President Roosevelt signed the Lend-Lease Act, which would deliver food and supplies to those fighting the Axis powers. When looking for food to send to places like the Soviet Union and Britain, the government required a product to be easily transportable, it shouldn't require refrigeration, and it needed to be able to be eaten with little to no cooking. Spam to the rescue! In the Soviet Union, they called it Roosevelt sausage, and years later, the leader of the Soviet Union, Nikita Khrushchev, wrote of eating the Spam when he was in the military as a general. He said that there were many jokes going around in the army, some of them off color, about American Spam. It tasted good nonetheless. Without Spam, we wouldn't have been able to feed our army. In Britain, Spam was one of the few meat products that most people could get their hands on, though as welcome as it was simply to augment the daily ration, it also got a little monotonous, and by 1944, the West Sussex Gazette reported that Brighton and Hove hotels and restaurants look forward to the time when they may be able to place pre-war menus before a Spam-weary world. Sadly, rationing in Britain would go on for almost another decade, so Spam was there to stay. Now, the meat that went out with the Lend-Lease program was absolutely the Hormel product Spam. But once America entered the fray and our soldiers started going overseas, the meat product that they were getting was maybe Spam, maybe not. See, canned meat was a large part of the GI diet, and by the end of 1943, there were complaints about the quality of this meat. One soldier actually wrote the Hormel company begging them to stop selling their product to the US government, even if it was just for a week, so he could give his stomach a break. This led the Hormel company to have to come out and defend themselves, claiming that the meat that the men were eating was not the product of the Hormel company. It wasn't true Spam. Spam ain't Spam. Since the war started, we have not sold a single can of Spam to the Army, the company stated. The quartermaster buys no Spam because the package size, 12 ounces, is impractical. But this led to a rebuttal from troops saying, no, we know that it is Spam, and someone actually took a picture of one of the soldiers standing in front of a bunch of cans of Spam. And it turns out that maybe some of the Spam meant for the Lend-Lease program had ended up in the U.S. military, and then it turned out that the U.S. military had actually ordered 150 million pounds of the stuff, so yeah, there was some confusion. But as the magazine Yank put it, what's in a name? That which we call Spam by any other name would taste as lousy. And whether it was actually Spam or one of the many other canned pork products that were being made for the U.S. military at the time, the soldiers call it all Spam. USO comedians quipped that Spam is a ham that didn't pass its physical, and Spam is a meatball without basic training. Some men claimed that Spam actually stood for Special Army Meat, and others wrote about it in verse. Now Jackson had his acorns and Grant his precious rye. Teddy had his poisoned beef, worse you couldn't buy. The doughboy had his hardtack without the Navy's jam, but armies on their stomachs move, and this one moves on Spam. Regardless of what the fighting men thought of Spam, it was pretty much omnipresent on many of the bases throughout the war, especially in the Pacific. And to this day, the islands of the Pacific are the undoubted champions of Spam consumption, and most of that dates back to its introduction during the war. For instance, when the U.S. military recaptured Guam in August of 1944, they supplied the Chamorro people on the island with food for the rest of the war, and one of the main foods was Spam. This they integrated into their diet, using it as meat for many of their traditional dishes. And even after the war, this continued partly because, while the island was largely agricultural, the U.S. military took much of the land to build military bases, leaving those who lived on the island with a reduced capacity to produce their own food. And to this day, Guam eats more Spam per person than anywhere else in the world. It is even on the menu at their McDonald's. Spam then spread across the Pacific as the military went along. In the Philippines, it arrived in 1945, and it is still a part of their cuisine in dishes such as spam silog, which is a cooked spam served with eggs and rice. The Isle of Okinawa still consumes over 7 million cans per year, and they even have a spam mascot known as Spammy-kun. Now in Hawaii, it's a bit of a different story, because while many of the islands of the Pacific had their diet destroyed by Japanese occupation and so needed spam to supplement that, the Hawaiian Islands were never occupied by the Japanese. It was actually a series of US laws that led to the collapse of the traditional Hawaiian diet of seafood. See, even before the US got involved in the war, the government was worried about the number of Japanese immigrants that lived in Hawaii. And so they started putting restrictions on what they could do for work and where they could travel, and this included stripping their right to obtain fishing licenses. The problem with that is that the majority of Hawaii's diet was fish, and the majority of the fishermen were Japanese. This led to a severe lack of protein in the diet of the islands, and so with the military base of Pearl Harbor right there, it's no wonder that spam came in and flooded the market. Spam is still very popular in Hawaii today. In fact, the only other time that I've had it, besides today, is when I visited Hawaii, where I had spam musubi. This is just grilled spam on a block of rice wrapped in nori, that is seaweed. Simple but delicious and available at pretty much any market. Now, World War II was not the only war to spread the gospel of spam, because during the Korean War, there were massive food shortages among the population of South Korea, and spam was there to save the day. What made it unique is that eventually spam came to be considered a bit of a luxury item in South Korea, because following the truce and the end of hostilities, or the fighting at least, the spam was not allowed to be given or sold to the population. It could only be sold on American bases. It was licensing and all that kind of stuff. But turns out that spam, along with other American products like American sliced cheese, often found themselves leaving these stores and going onto the black market where it could be sold, but at a much, much higher price. And so it became something that only the more wealthy people could even afford. And today, while it doesn't hold the same cachet that it did in the 50s and 60s, it is still a very popular item in Korean cuisine, and it's also given as gifts during several holidays. They even make these gift packages of spam that include some spam and then luxury oils, cooking oils, and stuff like that. And they can go for up to $100 for a gift bag of spam. I'd say the most famous use of spam in Korean cuisine today is in a traditional Korean hot pot called budae-jjigae, which actually means army stew. This was created during the war and blended traditional techniques and ingredients with those ingredients brought over by American soldiers. There were Korean ingredients like noodles, kimchi, mushrooms, tofu, and gochujang, which is a fermented red chili paste, and this was coupled then with spam or hot dogs and American cheese slices. It remains extremely popular in Korea to this day and probably actually deserves...
Bruh, that shit looks so fucking good.
Negative.
Without the spam, like, I don't understand. Pork chops are not that expensive. I understand during the war it was bad, but cook a pork chop.
But spam tastes so fucking good. Look, spam, good. Spam is great.
Pork shoulder is $3 a pound.
Spam is 50 cents a can.
Is it though?
No, it isn't. Maybe back in the past. Nowadays, that stuff's like at least $2 or $3 a can. I'll look it up on Walmart right now.
I'm eating spam right now.
This fucking guy.
Turns out I'm a little more Jewish than what I originally thought. I just was looking up some ancestry stuff while listening. I found another ancestor.
All right, guys, get him.
Jewish, man.
I'm just playing James.
A little more Jewish than what I thought.
Are you circumcised?
Down the well.
Oh, yeah, I was circumcised on the 8th day. What are you talking about?
Okay, there you go.
Jeez. Also says an 8-day.
Throw the Jew down the
All
well.
on its own. So,
No.
want to see that? Let me know in the comments. Now, even as these wars faded from immediate memory, spam continued to be a staple part of the cuisine in many of the places where it had been introduced.
Spam at Walmart.com is $3.88 a thing.
Damn, that's
I've gotta
more
do
than a
the
pork
DNA
shoulder.
For one, all right, why didn't you guys talk over the video? All right. Two, Lauren,
We
why
did.
you snitching? Why
We
you
were talking
snitching?
the whole time.
Lauren said y'all wasn't.
And I was engaged in your chat. Listen, I don't like the tone that you're taking.
Fair enough.
Can't trust
Oh no,
a unicorn anyway.
10th man's clout's taking over.
Happens.
It was often the butt.
It
of
does
jokes.
happen.
Most famously, in
Where'd
a Monty
Orthodox go?
Python sketch from 1970.
He's fucking around.
By clout.
It was a
I had to
cheeky
regain
commentary
control
on
over
the
10th man's
ubiquity
clout. That
of
was fucking
this
crazy.
food in the diet,
Get me from the
especially
broadcast and everything.
in more working class establishments.
You're
and
welcome.
On its divisive nature. Again, you either love it or you hate it. In the sketch, the waitress at a restaurant rattles off the menu to a
Us
couple who
Jews
sat
will
down.
not be for
It starts
spam.
with different combinations of eggs, bacon, spam, and sausage, but by the end of the list, it's dishes like At this, the woman in the couple admits that she does not like spam, and this admission causes a chorus of Vikings, who also happen to be at the restaurant, to start singing spam, 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 lovely spam, wonderful spam. Why there are Vikings in this sketch, I'm not entirely sure, but I have learned after watching many, many sketches of Monty Python, it's just better not to ask when something doesn't exactly make sense. Well, this sketch became extremely popular, and it is actually where the term spam, when it comes to emails and messages, comes from. See, computer enthusiasts in the 1980s applied it to any mass email or message that people just really didn't want, to the point of it being an annoyance. Just like the Vikings' repetition of spam annoyed the woman who didn't want spam in the first place. Spam continued to be a source of satire in both British and American culture, being featured in shows like MASH, songs by Weird Al, and of course, Muppet Treasure Island, where the High Priest of the Boars, a group led by Miss Piggy, was named Spam. This use of spam
What was that in
actually led
MASH?
to an
I don't remember
unsuccessful
spam in
lawsuit
MASH.
from Hormel against the Jim Henson Company.
I've seen every episode
Now,
of
to
MASH.
this day, spam remains a source of comedy for many people, and yet it is served or sold at pretty much any grocery store in the United States.
Don't do that, Becca.
Mini Mart. Also, every year, Honolulu holds a spam-themed festival called Spam Jam, while Austin, Minnesota, home of Hormel, boasts the Spam Museum. Hormel has also released numerous spam-related products over the years, mostly different flavored spams, from teriyaki spam, jalapeno spam, maple-flavored spam, to Korean barbecue spam. There were even limited editions of pumpkin spice spam and spam figgy pudding, which was made with brandy. But none of those fancy spams for me. No, it is the classic spam that is called for in this 1950s recipe for a spam and cheese ribbon loaf. So once the loaf is chilled, you can slice it up and serve. And the advertisement suggests it to be served with deviled eggs or potato salad. I opted for the latter. And here we are, the spam and cheese ribbon loaf of 1951. I have to say, I did a pretty good job at kind of mimicking the look in the advertisement. I ended up making 3, namely because I screwed up the first one, which is the one that's been sliced up, and then I just had a lot of cream cheese left. Anyway, here we go. Let's try this. Okay.
Gross.
It's so salty, man.
Yeah.
Yes, Truism got the best kind of spam, the teriyaki spam.
That ain't it, kid. That ain't it. So like I said, I've had spam before, but it was cooked, and I do think that helps. But I'm still not a huge fan of spam, even when it's cooked. But here, raw, not so much. It's Spam is kind of mushy.
No, you definitely have to cook it. Unless it's on a sandwich, then it's all good. But you definitely have to cook it.
Man, I'm probably 100%, almost 100% Jew. Like I keep finding more Jewish people in my family.
Listen,
Oh,
we just didn't want to say anything, James. We all knew. We just didn't want to say nothing.
I must be damn near 100%.
Yeah, we knew. We could tell.
I mean,
The fact that you're a exact facsimile of Jerry Lewis kind of gave it away.
the comedian? Ain't he a comedian?
Oy vey, fellas. It turns out I'm 100% Jewish.
Yeah, you're the only one that didn't know.
I imagine James finding out he's Jewish. Oh God, I'm a Jew. I didn't know, guys. I'm like, James, we knew you were Jewish all along.
James, did you know that there's a country that you can go to, not too far away, and they'll just give you someone else's house free of charge.
Where's that at? Because I don't know of anywhere that's not too far away. I know a place. It's kind of far away where they'll help you out, but I don't know about give you a house. I was just talking about, well, Switzerland's still far away too. You're talking about that, but still.
Hey, Tucker.
You'll need an
Tucker
AR
came in.
and a
Tucker
camera,
came in from outside. He's now licking me. He
And
wants my spam.
conscription is mandatory.
I would not surprise. I wouldn't be surprised though if I don't have a little bit of Sephardic Jew though.
Sephardic. Subarctic, boy. What you mean? You ain't cold?
Sephardic. I mean, let's not say it right. Maybe it didn't. Sephardic.
I can't wait for a better class hate video now.
Like the ones that are like from Spain and stuff like that. I think that's probably where I'm. What's happening?
Wasn't it an indication for you, James, that bag of gold that you have hanging from the string around your neck, or no?
What bag of gold?
Oh, you don't have one yet? Just
No,
go get that
I don't have
place.
my
You'll be all
gold
fixed
yet.
up.
Maybe I'll have to go talk to people in the synagogue and see if I can get my bag of gold.
Yep.
James is gonna go to the synagogue, get a Jewish girlfriend, get to him.
Well, I've got to go
Jew
through
gold.
conversion first. You gotta wait because I still gotta do like formal conversion, even if I'm 100% Jew. Like,
From what I've heard, in the Jewish faith, butt sex is okay, but only between a man and a woman, right?
I think that would depend on which group you ask.
Sodomy is not okay in any faith that is
Wait a
Abrahamic.
minute, that's sodomy? Oh, I didn't know it's considered sodomy. See,
Yes,
that is
actually the OG definition of sodomy. But anything other than reproductive sex is considered sodomy by the.
That's what I was gonna say.
So vanilla.
Man, that's just not a world. I just don't. That's why I don't agree with churches. Like, if you can't get a blowy, that's not a real church. What's up, Grandpa?
Oh, Grandpa.
We found out that James was Jewish, and we were discussing sodomy and blowjobs.
Oh, I mean, that's a great conversation.
For a Jew, yeah, that's a great conversation for a Jew.
I'm not surprised to find out that James is Jewish, though. I mean, I didn't know previously, but it's not surprising.
Neither were we.
Well, I mean, I got all sorts of grandparents that were Jewish, so I mean, they found the Jewish record.
Respectfully, of course.
So, I mean, what can I say? They're there.
Also, good morning, everybody, personally, individually. Single
Good
mother
morning,
enjoyer.
Grumpelstiltskin.
Too aloof
What's up, boy?
for drama.
Which is still technically morning there, so yeah.
Your husband is
Hello,
gay.
Lloyd.
Where is El Pumpkino?
The small one?
The Mexican bumpkin.
Pumpkino.
I don't.
Or the
I
real
don't know who that
bumpkin,
is.
I guess.
I thought you were asking, I thought you said El Poquito, like meaning the small one. I thought meaning plausibly one of my kids. I don't know what I didn't get what you meant.
Did you call your son El Pequito? El Pequino?
No, I've never done that. But somebody who doesn't, I mean, somebody else might. That's what I inferred from the.
Yeah, mijo and mija will probably be more.
Hijo.
You know, same thing. You know, more commonly used. Same sentiment.
Right. Yeah. That's
My little one.
That would be.
But where's Bumpkin?
He's working.
You're asking me. I don't know.
Bumpkin is working. He's saving humanity from all the bad things.
The criminals.
Yeah.
Criminals.
That's what he
Well,
does.
they used to let him do that for 12 hours a day, though, and then he would come here and take it out on humanity.
By the way, rude cunt crab made this for me. I am also now Jewish.
Nice.
I don't know if that's now.
Give me your shekels.
That's even more space Jews, right? I mean, you got the lasers.
That don't count.
You got the lasers. If you're a space one, you got the lasers. Just you can't hit blue roofs. But besides
as the representative of the Jewish community here, that doesn't count.
That doesn't
sir,
count. What?
I am also Jewish.
Sir, I'm a space Jew.
Hey.
I outrank you in Judaism.
I cannot wait for Spaceballs Part 2.
Prove that, sir.
And dude, whenever
You
you
know what's
have a
funny?
husband and you are a man, per definition, you actually are Jewish.
I'm a Roman. I outrank you all.
That reminds me of this scene. Hold on, let me find that shit.
In Spaceballs?
No.
I'm really excited about Rick Moranis coming out of retirement to.
I'm not dead yet.
I'm not Mel Brooks isn't also Mel Brooks isn't dead. Big surprise to me. I thought he died like a year and a half ago.
What is he? 175 years old? What are you talking about?
He's like 97, 98. That's the his actual age.
That's mad.
I thought he was done, but he's still got a little bit more to give, and I'm here for it. Whatever he's got.
I was talking to my husband the other day, and I was like, I just realized I'm half a century old almost. That's madness.
Is it Sparta though?
I want to see an Airplane remake.
It's
No,
madness, but is it Sparta?
No,
They couldn't do.
This
Dude,
is
they couldn't do Airplane.
He's got the butt sex down.
Yeah,
They couldn't do Blazing Saddles these days. They couldn't do Airplane again. It's like that's just a piece of history that's frozen in time that we can just all enjoy and love together. Unless somebody actually did. And then that person would become a legend by doing a thing modernly.
This is Dennis
Oh, that
coming on
guy's
my panel.
He's got a sandwich waiting for him already.
This is Dennis, and every time he comes on my panel, we're doing drama.
Barehanded a sandwich because I was eating it, but here it's for you.
What, are you fucking kidding me? You know, most guys I know would be happy to get rid of their wife. I try to explain the realities here.
This is a Hasidic fellow?
A fucking mule.
Yeah.
He said there's principle. I think we gotta.
Yeah, he tried to shake down his father-in-law.
Yeah, I liked
Look,
this
I
guy.
promised the father-in-law I wouldn't.
He told the
I know
mob
what
to
to do.
get fucked.
They were just there awestruck. They didn't do anything about it. They're like,
Yeah, no, Dennis, no. Because if you remember the scene correctly, he was trying to strong arm his father-in-law into giving up his apartment complexes or whatever that he didn't want to, and he was using shady business dealings, and then that's why he involved Tony.
Quick question before we put unpause: is the guy on the right Is his name in the show Big Pussy?
No.
That's not Big Pussy.
I think
It's
that's
somebody
No,
else.
that's Paulie.
No, he
Paulie?
There's
Okay.
a lot of
kind
Jews.
of a
Oh, he's the. Hey, Tone. What you mean talking about? Oh, that's the different meme.
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause
Hey,
I
Tone.
never
Yeah.
watched The Sopranos. I never
You
watched.
mean-
Oh,
Jewish.
you
I'm a
should. You
Jewish.
should.
Crumple lives in
I
meme
don't
land.
watch TV.
Crumple just lives
What's
in
up?
meme land. He never had a life. He just lives in meme land.
No, the Sopranos are based.
Stupid motherfucker.
No, I lived in violence and
Heard
memes.
it
That was my entire existence.
Violence and memes.
Probably nearly
Well, you got
100% Jewish for sure.
You
Like,
kill me,
I
and a
found
dark
more
cloud
Jewish.
goes over Shlomo's house. Either way, there'll be no get unless restitution is made.
Based.
You really would let me kill you, wouldn't you, you sick fuck?
You ever heard of the Masada? For 2 years, 900 Jews held their own against 15,000 Roman soldiers. They chose death before enslavement.
Death
The
before
Romans?
enslavement, yes.
Where are they now?
You're
I
looking
know.
at him,
I
asshole.
know about Masada because
You're
Alpha
looking at him. Yeah, exactly.
You're looking
Right?
at him, man.
Play it again. Play it again.
I like how the circle on the where we're getting ready to play it for you just circles his nose. I mean, that's interesting.
What did YouTube mean by that?
That's an interesting, just
The Romans?
coincidence.
Where are they now?
His nose isn't big enough, though.
You're looking at him, asshole.
You got Italians, you got Romans versus Jews right here. This is biblical shit.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
Romans versus Jews. Like, come on, there we go.
You're
Sorry.
looking at him,
Do you see how fucking arrogant the Jew is when he's in? I mean, he's in cuffs and he's still fucking arrogant.
That's why I liked him.
Yeah.
That's why I liked him. He was ready to die just to fucking prove a point. And he is that my father-in-law's the asshole, so fuck him.
I see it differently. I see that he was willing to
appreciate the
die
I do
to-
appreciate the effort. Yeah.
to take his father-in-law's assets.
I'd be interested if they play a little bit of game first with him, and then he still has the same sentiment.
They did. They beat the fuck out of him. That's why he's
And-
leaned
and-
up against the wall. Like they beat the fuck out of that man.
Oh, I mean, even after that,
After this,
if they did a little bit of oh, are you serious about this, instead of just ending it, because you can Job was constantly tested, right? Maybe it's a test.
Yeah, Job was tested a lot. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Job was tested a lot. That's exactly what I said. Thank you.
I was just agreeing. That's all.
Oh, okay. It sounded like you were disagreeing. Your
No,
tone
why
made
would I
it sound like you were
disagree about
disagreeing.
Job being tested?
I don't know, because you're the James, you're the token Jew on the stage right now. I don't know why you would do that. That's why it was confusing.
Wait, I can't agree when it's a fact.
No, it just the way you said it sounded like you were disagreeing, which I didn't understand. It was confusing to me.
That's just his
'Cause you-
nature.
No, you did. Yeah. Just remember, he's
My-
Jewish.
my bad.
He says
I
things like, "What do you?"
I digress. My bad.
Look, this is
Entirely my bad.
a evangelical panel. All right, this is an evangelical stream.
Well,
we support our
I'm
greatest
sorry.
allies
I'm the
around
one
here.
Jew that stands out here. Okay.
Wait, I'm Lutheran. Am I okay?
I already told you I'm Jewish.
Based.
I'm Lutheran's okay? Just
You gotta convert. You gotta convert. We're all Jewish on this panel, except for Denison.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't know about all of us are Jewish.
Oh, James, like, oh no, I'm special now.
Is everybody Jewish? I don't know about all that.
Partly.
James, like, I'm special.
I need to see your paperwork on that.
Yeah, of course you want to see our papers.
Are you a Jew or not?
I can actually pull up my
Yeah.
paperwork on my Jewish status. Can you?
What you just did there, Denizen, was a blood libel.
James, I'm not Jewish at all. I'm the bad guy.
Render unto Caesar.
All right, gentlemen, I've been going 3 hours. It's hot as fuck. I gotta take a shower, and then I got a bunch of chores to do. Grumple, since you came the latest, would you have any final thoughts?
I don't know that I was being aroused enough to do that yet on this panel.
Fair enough.
So pro tip, the next karaoke stream will be in the next 2 weeks, probably next Thursday. I will put out a flyer in as many places as I can.
You got
Dude,
any links you want me to share?
It's been so long since I had a flyer put into my hands, so yeah, please do it.
Well, digital flyer. You don't actually get something in your hands. That's come on. What was the question? I'm sorry.
Who's gonna be dubbed Chewbacca? Do you have any links you want me to share? Or just post them in the back.
Oh, YouTube and Twitter, I guess, is the best because that's where or do the karaoke. It's karaoke.
Boy.
I do a lot of other stuff, but everybody loves the karaoke stream. Yes, I will. I will get it for you. Oh, that's why I'm not promoting it enough. Apparently, everybody loves it, and I feel like it's going to be a much bigger thing.
I once did YouTube karaoke and did "Candle in the Wind," and it was magnificent.
Of course you did that, but I want to praise Grumple for his performance on 007. Just a few minutes ago with his bass action, that was awesome. Yeah.
Oh yeah, due to lag, I can't play with him. But it took me a minute. Like when he was busking, and he kept me up on the stage. And as soon as it took me a minute, or a few seconds at least, to figure out what key the song is in or recognize the song, and then. Yeah, just let me jam with it because
it looked so convincing.
That's how I generally play.
It looks so convincing on screen, dude. Gotta do that.
Oh no, I was playing with him, but it was like it wouldn't have sounded good because the lag from him coming to me and then my sound coming back, it would have been like multiple seconds delayed. So that's why I had to mute for it. But I was having fun just playing along with it, and everybody got to see us playing together, kind of, sorta. So.
Everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Based.
I think he saw that. No. It's my tweet.
All right,
That's
James.
Yeah. I'll give you the links in the back, but yeah, I'm done.
All right, cool.
Thank you.
Speaking of, should I come and do What Is Love?
Yes.
Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me.
No
do a spoken word version. Y'all are better men than me. I will never sing in public ever.
Only if you do it in the style of Al Pacino. Oh, baby, don't hurt me.
I'm sure that if we will pay you enough money, you will do it. Fuck.
Yes. Yes.
Wait, if you impersonate Henry Rollins while doing it.
Oh no! Somebody said Ozzy Osbourne just passed away.
I mean, don't doubt his love of money.
I mean, I would wait a little bit before jumping on Ozzy died.
Oh yeah, no.
Well, Mama, he just came home apparently, but no. Before jumping on that, I would wait a little bit to confirm. How many times in the last 15 years has Will Smith been announced to be dead?
I don't know. Did Bruce Willis really die? Because I'm not sure.
No, he has aphasia.
I just waited a little bit.
Oh, I thought he died.
Unless you have a link.
Maybe recently, if I didn't hear about it, but he was alive like 6 months ago.
Unless somebody has a link that shows a murder scene or something, or a hospital.
Like he celebrated what was his 60th birthday, maybe, and even what's her name was there.
I've seen Bruce Willis die several times. So,
the hell is her name?
Well, gentlemen,
I put my links in the back there.
I shared. I think I shared. Yeah, I shared it.
Thank you. Oh, I should probably bring that back up.
Yeah, the Bruce Willis thing was a hoax.
What are your final thoughts on the stage stream?
I hate final thoughts, so I'm not going to do it. And by the way, I was too late on the stream to catch what the stream was about. So goodbye, gentlemen, and I'll see you in the next one.
Kind of thing.
Goodbye, boy. What about you, James? What's your final thought? Besides telling us you're Jewish for the 1,000th time.
Okay. I mean, I was just excited to find out all that information about me being Jewish. It looks like so, according to records. That's why I said it 1,000 times. But
That's the most Jewish thing you could have possibly said about it too.
But yeah, the point
sorry.
is though, today's stream was interesting, and I found out a lot about your beliefs and everything. Probably still have a lot of questions that will definitely pop up as time goes along, but at least I found out that you're not against me and you're not my enemy for sure. So yeah.
Well, I will probably redo the ideology stream tomorrow. It kind of did get derailed.
Yeah, it got a little bit derailed.
So I will just restart it.
So I'm looking it up here. Numerous outlets, including the New York Post, saying that yep, he passed away after his performance.
If you wanna come up and drop the link, Sasquatch, you can. 10th man, you got any final thoughts?
No, I'm just glad that we have come to the resolution that gay marriage will be okay as long as we don't talk to kids about weird stuff. So we've made a lot of progress on the stream because we realize that some of them aren't like us.
Oh, fair enough. Dennison, you got any final thoughts?
I'm sorry, Anakin, for all of it.
You say I'm sorry, Anakin?
Yeah, he hates me because I'm a drama tuber now.
My dick.
Is that Squatch? All right.
What's up, Squitch? Me. I'm trying to figure out how to get a link to drop over here.
Good morning, Cock Squatch. Love to see you.
Hi.
To you.
How are you, buds?
Living a dream.
No, really. Somebody else's, right?
Everything's shitty. Who just had a friggin' who's got the smoked alarm bandit going right now? I just heard a chirp. It was loud too.
Oh.
Like the mic was on the smoke detector.
Today. Yeah. I am getting eepy. Oh. Sasquatch.
So sweepy.
Well, I was gonna let him post his link.
He's a mod in your channel. There's my cock squatch. Oh, why you turn your camera off? You so sexy.
Yeah, I'm trying to do stuff. There you go. There you go. Now if I can just figure out how to get back to the freaking studio.
Do you need a 9-volt battery? I can send you one.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Okay. Because I just hopped over there and seen what he was talking about. I don't know that person, but I will definitely share the channel. Definitely share the channel or the thing in my Discord when it goes live. I'm assuming it's gonna go live on your channel. If you want to give me the the actual channel link, I'll post it, but she posted the Discord. Yes, the link did work.
The channel for where this thing's going to go live. That's what you get.
That's what we want.
Makes sense with all the biblical names in my family.
James cannot get over the fact that he is Jewish.
I cannot. I'm sorry. I just cannot.
James, what do you think about? So I have 3 boys, and all of their middle names are the archangels in order. What do you think about that?
Interesting. Are y'all Jewish?
No. No, I'm Lutheran, and I wasn't even like I just recently started actually.
Well, I don't care if you're Lutheran. I just asked you if you're Jewish.
No, not at all. Not even a little tiny bit.
Jewish in your family.
No.
All right, I will share your.
I ain't your tribe,
when
dude.
I'll share your channel when you go live. Squatch, I'll put it in my Discord.
We not same tribe.
Forget about the religious aspect. Well, are you Israelite then? Okay.
James, I'm Hispanic.
Well, that doesn't mean nothing. You can be Israelite.
Maybe if Cortez was something, I don't.
You know
that's not even a thing.
Israelites in Mexico, right? You do realize this, right?
It has nothing to do with me, and I'm not Mexican. So where are you going from there?
And you're not Hispanic then? Oh wow, you're not Hispanic then.
So only Mexicans are Hispanic? Wow, James, that's an interesting take.
Well, I mean, wouldn't that mean you're of Mexican descent? I mean, based on the fact that
No.
you're Hispanic?
Nope. Not even a little bit. Mexico is a country.
Of descent.
There's a lot of
descent.
There's a lot of countries that are Hispanic, James. Do you not know
you're
this?
of a country that's Hispanic. I thought only Mexico was considered Hispanic, though.
No, that's
What is that
even
like? What is all the countries
even Spain and Portugal are technically Hispanic also.
What?
James,
No, Spain and Portugal are not Hispanics.
Hispanic.
You know what God
Spain.
did?
You know why Hispanic is a thing is because of Spain. It's because of Cortez. Do you, James? Are you okay? Do you?
What are you talking about? Hispanic
Cortez.
is not just it's because of how, well,
Cortez spread the Spanish seed a lot of places south of the border.
I don't know if Cortez himself like spreaded it. I'm pretty sure the people.
Well, his efforts brought a lot of people that brought a lot of Spanish seed.
But either
and that's
way,
what,
though,
James, why do you think the origin of the term Hispanic is?
Hold on, Hispanic is because of the people that came over here and they got with the Aztecs. That's how you get the Hispanic people. The Spanish that came over here and got with the Aztecs.
And all of South America, minus where the Portuguese went, because it's like Portuguese and Spanish are very similar languages, but it's like the difference between North and South Korean, where some countries in South America speak like Brazil, they speak Portuguese. There's a couple that in South America that speak Portuguese, but
that's the one calling out is by Portugal, sir.
Everywhere south, all the countries south of the United States southern border are technically Hispanic. James.
No, not all countries south of the border are Hispanic. No, Hispanic were the part where they were specifically where Aztecs lived. That's considered Hispanic. The rest of that stuff down there is like Latino.
Latinos can be Hispanic, James, and
Latinos cannot be Hispanic, and Hispanics cannot be Latino. They're two different things, sir.
I would postulate you should go to a county jail and say that.
Why are you trying to get this man beat to death?
I'm not just well. I mean, pain makes lessons stick. You know,
you said to go to the county jail.
James,
say that thing.
James.
I know. Don't listen to him. I know.
No, he's right. Hispanic is being from Hispaniola. being a descendant of people from Hispaniola, which is Spain and Portugal. It means you speak Spanish or Portuguese. It's your descendant. You have lineage there. You can be a Latino or a Latina and be Hispanic. In fact, I think that's kind of the only way you can be a Latina or Latino.
Technically, you have to be Hispanic first, and then you can be a Latino or a Latina. See, I believe
that's a
Latina being the woman and
prerequisite.
the Latino being the man.
But
Yeah, because Spanish is a gendered language.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, we're keeping you way longer than you wanted.
Yeah. All right, that was funny. This is
Yeah, it was
I gotta share.
just a funzie on James.
Well, every language is technically gendered except for English. That's the only language that isn't gendered.
No, there are plenty that isn't. But
what other languages are?
There's a time and a place for everything, young James.
What other languages other than English
French
are non-gendered? Wait a minute.
Oh,
wait a minute.
non-gendered. Not you said non-gendered. My bad.
Yeah, I said non-gendered. I said only English is non-gendered. Every other language is gendered.
I believe Asian and Slavic languages are not gendered. They are, however, or Asian languages are honorific.
Slavic? I'm pretty sure
Most-
Slavic is probably gendered.
Most Asian. Are you pretty sure Slavic is like Russian? No. However, the Asian languages are mostly honorific, which has a whole different set of rules that goes along with it.
Honorific.
All right,
James, do you like big booty Latinas, James?
James likes this right here. Y'all get this one for free.
James would be lost. He would not know what to do there.
Yeah, he'd be like, nice. But this is me and Dennison. This is me and Dennison whenever I cover drama.
Anakin's gone. I am what remains. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Anakin. For all of it. I am not your failure, Obi-Wan. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did. Anakin.
Me and Dennison whenever I cover drama. All right, that being said, thank you guys for coming. Thank you all for watching. Love you all. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Orthodox, I look forward to hanging out with you more. I haven't, like, keep it sexy, man.
I will. And you were always invited on panel.
Thank you. And chat, we got 25 watching, 24 likes, including mine. Go ahead and slap that like button before it ends. For me, as a personal favor.
All right. See you guys.
And Tropicana gets its roof torn off, Tropicana Stadium that the Tampa Bay Rays play in. And if you look into it, Tropicana orange juice was created in 1947 at the same time the U.S. military did their first ever experiment on a hurricane. You guys can look it up, 1947, first experiment on a hurricane. Bradenton, Florida is where Tropicana orange juice was created, in Bradenton. So you just happen to have Anderson.
I can have non-sexual orgasms within my body, pleasures that I didn't know were possible.
Fuck yeah.
There's another short hat.
You deserve that, wrestler.
It's true. You do deserve it.